Oh, hello, you beautiful nerds. Welcome to the Drunk Banthas podcast, where we talk about sci-fi, fantasy, horror, and all the popular art that we love. Also, we do it drunk.
Mostly
drunk. Always encouraged, but never mandatory. I am joined, as always, by my co-host and brother Bill. How you doing?
How you doing? It's your favorite cousin. Hanging out right here. It's good down with them drunk banthas. Hey, I don't give a piss about nobody.
So that happened.
We are live, as always, in more ways than one. We are live Monday, 8 p.m. Pacific time, as always, and we have a great show for you guys tonight. We guarantee you a good show, or your ticket tonight is free. But before we talk about what we're talking about, you'll get a full refund at the door. But before we talk about what we're talking about, we should introduce our panel. Paramedic Ben, what is going on?
Not Uncle Ben, mind you. Just a random paramedic named Ben Parker. You know,
Yeah, just some random paramedic.
Yeah, just some guy.
Just
hanging
some
out
guy.
in New York, you know.
Yeah.
Ben, no last name.
No.
You've never been shot at in Queens?
I mean, you know, evidently I was in the war and everything. Maybe one day I'll have a nephew that matters, and that will be the only thing about my life. But, you know, whatever. No big deal.
Yeah,
Oh my
and no
gosh.
one will ever meet your wife.
Nope. And I'm going to reference her, but I'll never call her by her name. June?
Never.
Maybe?
You know, I don't really call my significant other by their name when I'm talking in like conversation, but that was like 2 hours of nobody saying his wife's name. It's very strange. Like, and you don't even be with your wife. You just be with your sister-in-law.
Yeah, like I asked you what her name was
all the time. You be with your sister-in-law, which we have established.
Sister.
Is your
Not in-law.
Oh, that's right. Okay,
Oh,
yes.
it was a
It's
sister?
Okay.
I thought it was a sister-in-law. Yeah,
The child being born may or may not be important one day.
Yeah.
That's a little teaser for you guys.
Ooh.
And I honestly cannot wait to talk about that.
I got thoughts.
But we'll talk about that eventually.
I got thoughts. I got thoughts.
But tonight we are talking. Oh shit! Look who's in the building. We got another panelist here.
Oh snap! We got a different set.
Switching up the background.
Get it up. I
You got
like
a
it.
keyboard
Y'all
back
changing background. Everybody changing. Jeff changed his background. Now Nine changing his background.
Oh shit! He got the comics on deck.
Oh damn! Oh, there's some good.
He's got the Sex Man comics.
Boom.
The Sex Man comics.
What's going on, Nine? Welcome back.
Thanks for having me, gentlemen.
Of course, man. Always a pleasure. Tonight we are talking about the new episode of
Hold
Halo.
on. Shout out to everybody watching all over the United States and in the world and on the internets. Hey, you at YouTube. Hey, you at Twitter. If you're watching from Nerds at Night, if you're watching from the Drunk Banthas channel, please give us a like, subscribe, hit that bell.
It's a button that looks
You
like this.
will like what you see. If you haven't ever seen it before, just go ahead and have some confidence in me.
It's like
I'm
this,
never gonna lie to you. I'll lie for you before I lie to you. Let's get it going, Alex. What are we talking about tonight?
Tonight, I'm so glad that you asked. Tonight we are talking about the new episode of Halo. We're talking Madam Web, and as always, we're talking shit. Before we get into our first topic, I do want to just do a quick little announcement. Obviously, Dune Part 2 is coming out this weekend. We're super excited about it. We're definitely going to be talking about it next. It's Denis Villeneuve. Next Monday. Next Monday we will be talking about it after it releases, but this Wednesday you can check out a very special episode of Does It Hold Up, where we're going to be talking with Nine and producer T about the 1984 classic Dune.
Guys, tune in to find out.
Guys, tune in to get the answer to the titular question. But let's go ahead and get into our first topic of the night.
Let's talk about what we're talking about.
Indeed. We're talking about season 2, episode 4.
Are we going to do that first?
Yeah, because the good stuff. Yeah, the good stuff is better. Everybody's here.
We want to talk about. Let's do this because there's probably somebody from Halo watching.
Yeah,
and we want to talk about that first so that they can
Chrome Halo.
Shout outs Pablo. Pablo. Oh man.
What's up, Pablo?
Pablo. Yeah,
Whatever.
So we're talking about Hollow.
Ain't nobody else gave
Pablo
I'm a big
Schreiber.
fan of,
Ain't nobody-
I'm a big fan of Pablo Picasso, you know,
Yeah, Pablo Picasso.
and the Cubist period.
Pablo Pascal.
Yeah. 9, you beat me by a second. But before we go beat by beat for this new episode, what were you guys' initial thoughts?
Michael
on... Who is that, Michael? Oh,
I was about to do Michael Pena, but I messed up.
Yeah, like, what were you guys' initial thoughts on this episode? I keep seeing your name. I want to call you Pandemic Ben, but I know
do that. That's better
because
this was because that movie was a pandemic.
Yeah,
it definitely was. Just go ahead. It is infecting people all over the world, Alex. Like, go ahead and fucking call it that.
Pandemic Ben. What were your initial thoughts on Hollow?
So this episode of Hello, I very much enjoyed it, and the entire time I was thinking to myself, you know what? This is how you do an action show with story in it. This episode was full of action, but the action wasn't the story, and it didn't detract from the story. It moved it along, and that's what you want out of a show that's based off of one of like the most action-packed video games of all time. I was very impressed with this episode.
Agree.
Yeah, same. What about you, 9? What were your initial thoughts on this? Oh, no, you didn't watch this one?
The most Halo I've ever seen. I love when John Halo'd all over everybody. He was like, it's Halo time.
That is
Halo in time.
That was the last line of the episode. Spoilers for everybody.
Autobots roll out.
He turned to the camera and said, "Is this some kind of a Halo?" But Bill, what were your initial thoughts?
My initial thoughts was this slaps cheeks. You know what I'm saying?
If
you
go,
audio, you know what I'm talking. Oh, that was nice. I thought you were giving me a round of applause. You know what?
One round of applause.
Foley every episode for us.
Oh
my gosh, it's a bunch of horses.
Oh god, just old school whose lines it anyway. We just keep trying to set Alex up and see if he can get the right sound effects.
Let me tell you, man, this episode, like Jeff said, is how you're supposed to do an episode. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, on Bad Boys, which apparently they're filming Bad Boys 4 right now in Miami. Yeah. We got more episodes just like this. Hey, baby, you know what we're gonna be talking about next year, baby.
Let's just say how I'm gonna feel. The second part of this episode is how I think I'm gonna feel about Bad Boys 4.
Oh no, you'll feel way better. But
shouldn't they be men now? At this point
Bad
in
men.
their careers,
we just gotta get Martin Lawrence on some kind of weight program or something, or get him a stunt double, something. But anyway, it's just like he said in Bad Boys 1. From now on, that's how you drive. So from now on, that's how you episode. This is how you episode, and it's not for Halo because Halo has been doing a good job this season. I'm speaking to all you other action TV shows. Especially you action sci-fi TV shows. You think we don't be watching you just because we don't talk about it here? We be watching you.
We be watching you. That's why we don't talk about you.
This is the way, Mando.
Yeah, right. This is
actually, you know what? This was better. Like, especially last season, this was better action than Halo.
Oh.
I mean, than Mandalorian.
Yeah. It's better storytelling, I'd say, too, because there are a lot of episodes. Even like
we us beat up.
We talked a little about how the last episode was of this show of this season was a little bit of a drag as far as action goes. There was a lot of character building and a lot of interesting conversations, but there wasn't it wasn't super exciting. And even that episode is like way more exciting than like your least favorite Mandalorian episode from season 3. I thought that this was pretty spectacular. Like, it really built up to a point.
Yep.
I feel like the last 3 episodes did a lot of groundwork for building up to this moment. and it totally delivered. We got a lot of great one shots, fight scenes. It was everything I was hoping it would be.
Yep, Morgan mentioned John doing the shit without a suit was a cool change. Yes, you know why? It was cool to me is because last episode they kind of insinuated that he was just a man in a suit. You know what I mean? I think what was his name? Archibald Anchorman, Anchorman, Ackerson. That motherfucker was basically insinuating, yo, Master Chief, you ain't nobody except somebody who I tell what to do. And when you get in that suit, that's when you really Master Chief. Like, nigga, fuck you. But he went like right after that. Like, so you know what we like on this show, Alec. What do we like on this show?
That action boss.
we also do that. But from the beginning of our inception on the Drunk Banthas podcast, we fuck with foreshadowing. If your show got good foreshadow, we fucks with ya.
Absolutely. It's a good measuring stick for good storytelling.
I do want to run this scene just because this is exactly what he was talking about, and it just popped off with this one.
He slices, he dices. Now,
I just want to point out right here, not right here, but the CGI is fire here.
I was gonna say that does look pretty damn good.
Yeah,
fire. Last season, waste of money. Like everything that they did almost was a big fucking waste of money, especially when it came down to the CGI. And the live action, like the action hand-to-hand combat stuff was a little whack. It was more gun porny than it was like hand-to-hand combat, like we're seeing here. So I just want to point that out, and like just capturing these massive creatures and that are oversized. That's nothing that we can recreate in real life.
Yeah.
And they were able to get accurate movements. And it was just fucking amazing. Yes, Film Age, this is amazing. I'm gonna go ahead, Jeff. I'm gonna let the rest of it.
I was just gonna say the CGI in this scene is so good. I found myself wondering and just wanting to watch how they made it. Do they have that guy in the green suit? If so, I want to see that part. I also want to hear just the guy who put this together. I just want to hear him talk about it. It's so good.
Yeah, it's clearly very thoughtful action sequences, because like you said, like you can have some people just like punching at the air, and then we'll fix it in post, we'll add the creatures in post, but you can tell that they really thought about like the camera blocking and the proportions of the people that they're fighting, and just all the story beats within the action sequence. Like you can't just have people punching at each other. You have to have like nice story beats. So that was really nice.
I mean, even just starting it with them crashing through the window, through the table, like those are extra elements they don't necessarily need to add in, but they know that it escalates the CGI and makes it feel more real. They did a very good job.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Now, did you guys?
I'm about to run it. I want to run the last of it, and then you can. No music too, which is a bold choice. Well, they started with music.
Not getting any frames either.
But yeah, and this actually
sorry, that scene, look, that shit right there. So we don't get to see it from the beginning, but like he turned around and he saw that they were coming. Like he was just like, fuck this shit.
It's like a movie, Uzi, Jacuzzi.
It was really, that was really well timed, or like really well shot, because at first, like, you see this lady doing some crazy shit. I'm like, what's happening to her? Like I for some reason I didn't even twig that was like an invisible covenant, even though that's the few people they've been fighting the whole time. It was just really I was surprised as everyone else was, other than Master Chief. But what did you think of Jeff? I'm curious what you thought of like the one shot of it all, like because a lot of movies and TV shows try to get this effect of like, oh, it's all captured in one shot, and they do little tricks to to punch in. So they don't actually have to, film a 45-minute sequence. Yeah.
Also, help with the CGI.
Yeah, and help with the CGI and the franticness of it. Did that take you out of it? Like, did you like, oh, I see where you?
No, the opposite. It actually pulled me in more. And actually, one thing, while I love one shots and they're so cool when we get them, like you were saying, like that 45-minute one, they're awesome, but they're so easy to fuck up. So I think it was also smart doing this one. I mean, I think it was 45 seconds. I think that was a good choice, and it allowed them to make it more intense and more personal, while then getting us back out and back into the rest of the story. I think it was a very good choice by the filmmaker, the episode maker. I don't know what you call it for TV.
Showrunner.
The showrunner.
What about you, Bill? Did you like the one shot of it all, like throughout all the fighting sequences? Because they did it for every one of the action sequences.
Well, excuse me. So yeah, a lot of that's very similar, and you'd let me know if I'm wrong, Jeff. It's all like a lot of those scenes were very similar to the actual like cut scenes in the game. Like Master Chief would be every board, every stage, every level you get to. You start with your crew, and then Master Chief gets separated. Oh, that's why I'm like, what? The same goddamn shit. How come I can't keep my team, man?
Right.
Well, you want to know why? Because when he's standing there with his team ready to do 2-on-1, he dives through a goddamn window. That's why.
Exactly. You know what? That's true. That's true, because Master Chief would be wilding. That's really what it is. Master Chief would be fucking wilding the whole game. But he always ends up finding them again, like halfway through the stage or halfway through the level, and you run up on them, and they hey, Chief, welcome back, Chief. Man, you're a sight for sore eyes. Yeah, something like that.
Exactly. I think in the first game, actually, there's like the programming error with one of the like all the NPCs that are on your like squad or whatever. So what they did was actually just like have you enter one of the levels without them, and then when you come back out, they're just all dead. That's just how they fix it. Like, oh my god, something crazy must have happened here.
Right. Great fix, by the way.
Yeah. So I liked it a lot. But
I mean, good call, Jeremy. Just change the color of the pixels.
I thought it was clever how they did the one shots and the action scenes in spurts. Like Jeff was saying, it's like a minute, 2 minutes long. You know what I'm saying? It's not like a whole bunch of 10-minute action scene, 20-minute action scene, like something very ambitious.
Yeah.
Something on the scale of like Game of Thrones ambitious. So I did appreciate that, but I thought it brought a balance to what's his name? Bokeem?
Oh yeah, Bokeem. What's her name?
And Halsey. It gave those two characters time to have their first interaction in 20 years and have that breathe a little bit, so the pacing was matched. But they're also on the same planet that's being invaded, so they have a level of tension. There are stakes still at hand here, so it did well. The battle carried the episode, but those moments between them, the Halsey, Admiral, and forget Bo's name, Soren. Those moments stood out bigger, as to where they could have been really corny if it had been like no action, then we go back to them, then we go back to no action, then we go back to them, then we hit some action, then we go back to them, then we get some more action. Like it would have been boring as fuck.
Or even if it was just written less competently. And to your point, like it was like this episode could have been like a Battle of the Bastards, where we just focus on Master Chief and everybody and the craziness, and then we pick up back with like Soren and Halsey later, because it is a more slow part of the story. But I commend them for being able to like take it to that place and take their time with bringing the emotional like the emotional stakes are still high, but it's not like, you know, run and gun. Even the moment with Master Chief and Perez talking to the old lady in the pawn shop. Jeff, I'm curious what you thought about this, because I loved her too, and she reminded me of the lady we see in the first episode who has to stay and die on the planet. Because
my immediate thought was Intergalactic Monument Men.
I've never seen Monument Men.
Oh, check it out! It's a good. It's the
Matt Damon joint, right? And George.
I mean, Matt Damon, George Clooney. Oh God,
is John Krasinski in that?
No, not John Krasinski. Roseanne's husband, John Candy.
No, Tom Arnold.
Tom Arnold?
No. Roseanne in the show.
Oh, John Goodman.
Goodman, thank you.
John Goodman, yeah.
Yeah. It's a really good one, and I mean, it's based on a true story.
Right.
Yeah, Bill Murray. I mean, it's got a great cast. But
well,
the thing of it is, during World War II, a bunch of scholars realized, like, hey, these really important works of art are being destroyed, and it's literally it's so part of the genocide that the Nazis were enacting wasn't just the people, it was their culture as well. So it's a whole story about just trying to preserve culture and art and all these things. It centers around like, I forget, like a specific church with like these specific panels that are really important, and it's like them trying to find that, and it's a really emotional story because, as I said, it is one true, but also it is these guys who they're not soldiers and they're going into Europe, into literal war zones. Buildings are exploding, bullets are flying by them, and they're just trying to save these priceless works of art. So when everything's over, people still have their culture. And while it wasn't as grand because it was this lady, it felt like an antique shop. In the show, like, she's telling you, like, that typewriter came from Hartford, Connecticut, Earth. You know, it survived 6 wars. She's talking about it survived communism, fascism, all the isms. Like, yeah, it's a silly thing to hear someone talk about, but at the same time, like, that's, especially when we're colonizing different planets, how important is that sort of thing?
Right.
Yeah. That's really interesting. Like, that they even took it to that place, because, like, you know, on the one hand, material, we tried to tell ourselves, like, material things don't matter. It was like, you know, it's just stuff. But at the same time, like, when it has like this cultural significance, like you said, it does mean a little bit more. And it's just something about being attached to this thing that's doomed to be destroyed. Like, I just keep thinking about that lady at the beginning, and like it seems like Pablo. Pablo Chief. He said it seems like he had a similar moment with her that he did with the older lady in the first episode. Like, I feel like there's something coming out of him. They were just like realizing his own humanity and just the world around him.
Also, a really small part, but like, she has him put that typewriter just like put up on the top shelf, and he literally just like is like, have you ever lifted a fucking typewriter? They're heavy as shit. It's a small part, but it's another one of those just like, yeah, dude is super fucking strong.
Yeah. Yeah, that typewriter has probably been on that counter for like 52 years just because she's like never been able to put it up there.
Yeah, it's a problem. But it wouldn't surprise me if it was a real typewriter, because dude is a fucking, like, he's an actor. He's been an actor since his early 20s. But because old buddy's from The Wire, in case y'all didn't remember where he's from The Wire.
Indeed.
But when he wasn't doing The Wire, as we said in previous episodes, he was doing bodybuilding magazine covers. Like, that was his job, because he couldn't get acting work. Because I'm gonna tell you why he couldn't get no acting work. It's because he's goddamn giant, and you just can't act with certain people, man. Like, it'd be a whole cast of people who 5'3", 5'4". You know what I'm saying? Men and women.
Yeah, most actors are pretty small. Little Frothy said in the chat, my typewriter weighs more than I do.
Right.
And,
aside from just height, look at his role previous to Halo, Orange is the New Black. He also had to cut a lot of that muscle because he was just too imposingly big. He had to be smaller like that too. So, I mean, he really took the role of Master Chief seriously when he left Orange is the New Black and started doing this. The weight gain from those two alone is insane.
Steroids.
Right. Shout outs to our
Hey,
sponsor.
hey.
What?
HGH.
Hey,
You know, going back to Bokeem and Halsey, what did you guys think of their story?
I can't find any clips
of those two.
That's
cool. Yeah,
the only clips are like of the Admiral and like,
dude.
If you got a clip, if y'all got a clip, put it in the comments, and I'll put it up because they had some really dope scenes together. Mm-hmm. I also realized Bokeem is goddamn old, man. He done got old.
Yeah.
He's playing a character that's 20 years younger than he actually is in real life. So like when he like had to run.
Mm-hmm.
There was that one. They only let him take 2 steps. On camera, and they cut because they was like,
"Oh yeah, that guy was in his 30s and dead presidents." So yeah,
right. Man, like so, I felt a little Samuel Jackson ish type situation, like Samuel Jackson Secret Wars.
Yeah,
that was a little bit of what I was feeling, but his performance choices in this one were very interesting. Like. Not something that guess that we're used to, but you know, as far as how he performs,
I also thought he made some interesting choices too. Like especially like the one with him, Halsey, and Admiral Keyes in the elevator. Like he had some weird reactions.
He had some funny. He was doing some funny shit. But then before that, he was just like, I always wondered. What I would say to you if I ever saw you again. You're a lot smaller than I thought. Even though he's like, you're a lot smaller than I remember. Like, oh shit. Like
he was definitely the comic relief this episode.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, well, it's like almost on act. Like he could have not been. Had he delivered his lines a little bit.
Differently. Yeah.
Well, I mean, even just look at that one line where it's literally one word. It's just shit. But the way he said it was fucking hilarious.
It was so
good.
He
played it so many different ways.
Yeah, so the fact that we know exactly what moment you're talking about,
right?
Yeah,
exactly.
It's perfect. But yeah,
they got one-liners in here.
Yeah, literally,
fucking agitated, dog. He was so agitated, like God damn it, this bitch.
Great,
like, I want to choke this bitch, bro. God damn it.
When him and Soren the Covenant, I'll take that. I mean, like, he's just making me laugh the entire episode. I was like, all right,
he is the Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah, he's the Arnold Schwarzenegger of this episode. Like he's got all
his true lies.
Yes. Sorry. I love one thing I love about True Lies is he says I'm sorry like the whole movie.
With the dogs it made sense. It wasn't the dog's fault.
Well, then he like takes the dude's horse at the beginning. It's like all of it all together. It was just ridiculous. But anyway,
what are you doing? You're an officer. We were in pursuit. We had him. Look at me when I'm talking.
Conversation with a horse. That's all I got. Future doesn't hold up episode.
Yeah, it's
Halsey and Sword. Yeah, they're freed from their cell when the security for Oni detention level deactivates during the invasion. They run into Cortana's containment room and witness McKee capturing the AI's data.
McKay.
Oh, is it McKay?
Is it McKee?
I don't know. I think it's McKee. I think it's McKee.
Better and better.
Is she in the game?
Yeah, is McKee?
I don't think so.
Is there like look, her story? I believe is added to the
two. So
I'm be honest with you. I'm not hating on nobody. I'm not hating on nobody when I say this, but we have the best show that covers Halo on YouTube by far, and it's only like 4 or 5 of them. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not hating on none of y'all. I'm just saying y'all are like just a little different than what we do over here. You know what I'm saying? Like just a little different. We got a boss nigger poster. You know what I'm saying? So it's
is
like
this McKee right here? Is this
McKee?
That's
McKee.
That's Mackie.
Oh my God.
Look at this little
Anthony
Mackie. Let me tell you something. I feel like everybody went to high school
looking like finger.
Everybody went to high school with a girl like this, especially in LA.
Unfortunately, those were the girls I was hitting on.
She looks like fingerless gloves. You know what I mean?
Yeah. This
She
girl,
looks like those
she
gloves
looks.
so you can still use your phone to.
I thought you were going to say a
it.
Chinese finger trap.
Oh, I was gonna say
Yeah,
Chinese
that's
finger
it.
trap. I was gonna say Chinese finger trap.
Yeah, this girl.
She looked like
This
white
is
lipstick.
ridiculous.
Yeah, a girl who looks just like this pierced my ear when I was 16 years old. Yeah, like, she's got the look.
She looked like
Looking
she's
like-
in a. She looked like she belonged to a sex cult.
And not a good one.
Yeah, exactly.
Looking-
She ain't showing body to
Looking
anybody
like
else.
looking like a finger when it rips through the toilet paper.
She looked like a toe pick pulling out of a hole in a sock.
Film agents just cutting right to the quick.
weirdest glory hole ever.
Film agent just came out and said, Film agent says, bro, she looks like a penis in that costume.
Penis is accurate. You can
It's
say
not that
penis.
type of show. It's not
You can say penis because it's scientific.
She is
Well,
looking uncircumcised as fuck right now.
Well, that's
Yeah,
the best
she got a
part. With that
turtleneck.
facial
Yeah,
expression,
turtleneck.
with that facial expression, the moil just showed up.
Moil.
Anybody?
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyone else? Anyone else got anything? Or
She
is
looked
that
like
just
she
our speed
looked
round?
like I got one. She looked like a Jedi that just had a gastric bypass and her hoodie don't fit no more.
But what did you guys think of like the scene? It has some interesting implications now that the Covenant have whatever Cortana. What do you think about this, Jeff?
She looked like a dog's dick. Sorry.
No, I think the Covenant taking Cortana was an obvious like escalation and where it was going. Obviously, I don't want to say needed her for a reason, but they were working with her for a reason.
Mhm.
Sorry, I love just coming back and reading some comments every once in a while. Oh man.
Yeah.
By the way, if you're just listening, we had a comment. I
Oh,
stepped
yeah.
out with the dogs and came back to weirdest glory hole. Laughing about you.
It's amazing.
I think it makes sense. I think it was clear that if the Covenant's going to continue kind of getting the jump on humanity, they need something like Cortana. So I thought it made sense, and I think it's also going to give us a good motivation for the second half of the season.
Well, Bill, and we talked about this a little bit, but do you think that
We
there
did?
is anything behind?
When did we talk about it?
Well, off pod.
Oh,
We have lives off pod, guys.
what is this from? When is
Bullshit.
this- What?
Oh, yeah,
Actually, I don't
This
think
is from her independent film that she did in
Is it?
Ireland.
That's
I'm
not
not just
her.
joking.
That's from after the circumcision.
But
that's
Yeah,
after she came
yeah.
out of the womb.
So is
That's
that
after
scene.
It's after she came out of the womb. Right there.
But we talked about this a little bit about how like do you think there's anything behind Ackerson leaving
World's
Cortana
least
behind?
attractive push
I
pop.
think he left Cortana behind because he is a little bitch. Because remember, he thought his thoughts ain't my thoughts. No, sorry. He thought
Good job.
that he thought that because of the predictions being 97%, they gonna lose. So he thought, okay, well, everything's gonna be destroyed, including Cortana.
Yeah.
And
Well, okay. So
I-
he expected it to just go up with all
yeah,
the rubble.
everything else is just going, or he's leading towards a greater plan. Maybe it was like it'll be inevitable that they're always gonna capture Cortana.
Yeah.
But it was also foreshadowing.
Mhm.
She didn't have the calculations of Master Chief because Cortana was being kept away from
Right.
the Spartans.
Yeah.
So
with that.
if she had all that data, if she had data showing her that Master Chief is always right, he always wins,
Yeah.
he never loses, which we get an explanation for that in this episode, like y'all were talking about in that scene
Mhm.
with the typewriter.
From coins. Yeah.
Yeah, he's lucky, actually. So- he's like Two-Face. He's always right.
Yeah, and I would be curious if Ackerson left Cortana as like a Trojan horse. Like he knew that they were going to come, and they knew they were going to take Cortana. So why not like have the Cortana be some sort of sabotage? against their own wishes. And it's like, well, that's why I'm sacrificing the Reach, because that'll get them to think that they have this win. They're gonna take Cortana.
That's wrong.
Pretty arrogant to be like, hey, they've got pretty much every type of technology that we both have. Theirs is stronger, but our AI is gonna win. Okay.
Yeah. No, I think he just did it because he gave
up.
He left. He killed his daddy.
We still go bang, 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 but they've got pew pew lasers. But
seriously,
no.
That's a big problem, right? That's a big issue. We got to talk about that. What's up?
Our blue light lady is super strong. Yeah, she'll be good. She won't.
600 years in the future, and we using bullets.
This is a common thing in a lot of like sci-fi stuff, where it's like we're using machine guns, and then the aliens have fucking.
What else do we still use? Fire? Do we still use fire to go into space? Like Jesus Christ!
Way more than that. Because I agree there. And here's something that I say is very unlike the game. You're killing all these fucking Covenant fucks. Why doesn't anyone pick up a laser gun or sword or shield?
Well, they do it disparaging. They do it sparingly.
Well, they're fucking stupid. Because let me tell you, just one laser sword,
pronouncing everything today,
better than any gun they got.
Well, last season, everybody did a little bit of that.
Get the sword.
Yeah, last season they did more of that last season, but this season,
fuck Yusuke Urameshi. I want some Kuwabara bullshit. Let's go.
Well, this season they're doing it. They're doing everything way more measured this season, which is why this one is better. Because a lot of what they were doing last season was hurrying up to get to those moments that you're talking about, and not actually just letting it naturally play out. Like the attack, the first attack where Master Chief gets back up with Riz, and she got the Riz. Wait a minute, I had the battle up here.
I'm 100 years old. I don't even know if I'm using that right.
Yeah, no, Riz is short for charisma. Let's go. Because I want to talk about. I
literally just learned that, by the way.
Yeah, I learned that from Ninja Turtles. Actually, the new Ninja Turtles.
Yes.
That's the best part about that movie. Like all the teenagers, like all the teens were like actually teenagers, and that's why I loved it. I
felt like kids. Yeah,
and like you could just hear it too. I mean, obviously you could hear it, you couldn't see them, but like it was the first time. It's like, yeah, they sound like they're actually children.
Wasn't Corey Feldman a children's? Corey Feldman was a teenager when he did. I'm telling you, wasn't he?
Dude, one of the Nickelodeon runs, Seth Green was the voice of Leonardo, and it's like, come on. He's not even like doing an accent. It's just Seth Green talking like Seth Green. Fuck you. Also, that season, Seth Green didn't start out as Leo. He came in like season 4, and literally they're just like one episode. They're like, "Man, Leo, you sound different. You okay?" And he's like, "Yeah, they choked me out last season." So.
Yeah,
my favorite is like the scene in the Chop Shop or whatever, and I forget who says it. It's probably Donnie, and he's like, "Oh my God, they're Tokyo drifting all around us." Yeah, I was like, that is so perfect for like someone that's never like just grew up on movies and like cultural reference to like what a drift is. It's like. They
Tokyo drifting.
Check out Alex's review on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2023 on the Drunk Banthas channel. I do want to play this here.
Shout out to Seth Rogen, because that's how you reboot a dynamite fucking series.
Shout out to Seth Rogen.
That guy's dead.
That guy won't be in episode 5.
Damn, he ain't gonna be in Rush Hour 3.
Yeah, I think all this really helps.
This dude right here. Let's just talk about that guy. Hold on, because that was unnecessary, Master Chief. This is what I noticed, especially the third watch. Master Chief just gets this motherfucker killed. He's like, "Let's go." And you go, from what we find out later, that he knows he ain't gonna die.
Mm-hmm.
He just pushed this. Yeah, look, you're not gonna die because you got this motherfucker's body in front of you taking bullets.
Must be nice.
Play back. I'm listening to this.
Look, watch. He says, "We're no good here," and then and he taps on dude. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm gonna re-add it really quick.
Say what?
I was just gonna re-add it just because it was like.
Yeah, I don't know why it's. I don't know why it's choppy all of a sudden.
It's chopped cheese over here.
Chopped cheese.
But I do like while we're trying to get back to that, I just want to say like, yeah, the one shotness of it all does, I think, add to the more video gamey element of it, but it still feels like super real. And there are even like you were saying that there are certain aspects of the aliens' weapons that kind of looked lame and like 2004 graphics of Halo Xbox One, but it looks pretty rad in these.
Yeah.
Let's go. Boom boom. Getting shot.
Well, if that fucker had run better, that's his fault.
Yeah, it's all cut to make it look like a one shot as well.
I don't mean to victim blame, but that victim had it coming. I do love this part. He walks up and just grabs a weapon. That is straight out of a video game.
Yeah.
Just like, hey, gunslinger.
Yeah, that whole shot where she's like somebody's shooting and you run up and you grab a gun.
Yeah.
And that's the battle rifle.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah, really BRs on Guardian.
Everybody made a big deal about Master Chief not having a suit, right? But all the Spartans didn't have a suit.
Yeah.
And they was out here getting it, right? Well, I mean, really, it was just him and Riz.
Master Chief.
Yeah.
So
it was just
and I forget the blind guy's name. The actor's name is Marvin. I just know him as Marvin because he used to come into a place I worked at a lot. He's a super cool fucking dude. But yeah, the blind older Spartan, he has some cool moments in this too. I guess he's also like got hypersenses, which is why he can shoot any damn thing at all.
Here he is. Here's your guy.
I mean,
now look,
this is so hard at that scene.
I was gonna say this is probably the best moment in the whole episode.
They just keep coming. Any contact with the other units? No, they took out the comms first.
Come on. There we go.
It just looks like he's shooting at nothing.
Well, he said
the professional soldiers are like, yeah, let's just let him have a little fun.
The best part is what he says. He's like, I hear you. I'm gonna get your ass, motherfucker. Like,
Contact with the other units? No, they took out the comms first. I hear you.
I hear you.
I'll find you.
And we know from Master Chief talking about it in episode 1, they have a certain smell as well.
Yeah.
So he could probably smell them as well. He's probably got a lot of.
I'll tell you what, I got a blind dog who can hear and smell, and she walks into walls a lot. I would not trust her with a grenade launcher.
Well,
hey, give her a grenade launcher.
The smartest dog is not
the
the smartest dog is still dumber than the dumbest person.
Disagree.
And yeah, like what did you guys think of Marv? Oh, sorry, were you about to say something, Nine?
I was gonna ask, so are they like establishing that like even when Master Chief or like all Spartans are out of their suit, they're still like enhanced individuals and like have
they are they've been enhanced a bit, but they also have been put through the hell as children.
Right.
They were all abducted as children, and except for Soren.
Yeah,
Soren volunteered. We find out.
Also makes sense when you think Spartan.
Well, I was just thinking because you were mentioning how a lot of them like took out like a chip or inhibitor thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I was wondering if like that kind of like
what
diminishes their abilities too, or like if it's
what the chip did was take away their emotions and feelings, so they don't really feel pain. They don't have any. They don't make decisions based on just like fear or anything like that, and they don't get scared. Like that is something that just can't happen because they got the plug in their back.
Yeah.
But Soren's character, he left. He escaped where he assumed he escaped, and he removed his inhibitor chip, or it was not a chip. What do they call it? A plug or something? They call it
yeah, I can't remember
dildo.
what it is.
But he removed his way back when he was a teenager. So he's been. You can tell at certain times he's trying to tell his son in this season, like, "Yo, I'm never scared," but we know he is actually scared.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As to some degree, he does harbor fear. You know what I'm saying? Like,
sure.
he has to.
Yeah, and it's
what was the Christian Bale movie where they outlaw feelings?
Equilibrium.
Equilibrium. I fucking love that movie.
very gun kata Fahrenheit.
I just want to play this little spot right here because it's the CGI was good in this.
That guy got fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had a bad day at work.
I also love this, how it's not just like, okay, so in the game, you basically just run up and let him beat the crap out of you and hope that you kill him first. But in this, it's like, no, they're not superhuman. They're ducking. It's their reflexes. They're smart. They're getting out of the way while fighting. I like that they did that too.
Yeah. There's like artistry to their fighting. Like at some point, like Master Chief pulls out a gun and shoots one of the Covenant creatures in like the Achilles.
Yeah,
And they added
that's just the John Wick of it all.
Yeah,
that's the advent of the John Wick movies.
But but with the game, you automatically heal. So as long as you don't die, you can take a bunch of damage. So like if you want, you can just tank the game, you know. But no, not in this. In this, it's like no. They actually
and
real.
Even when they have the
avoid getting their head chopped off. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I like that they did that.
Yeah, and this neat.
Also, that's a hell of a grenade.
And also, they did a real in the game. The plasma. Let's just talk about that. It looks like shit in the game. It looks like some goddamn fucking Mario.
It looks like Space Blooge.
Yeah, it's just like some. But in this actually looks really good.
Space Blooge,
in the new one, they definitely upped it up. Halo Infinite.
Oh yeah,
I love it. But like,
this is amazing.
Like
one or two.
It's just a glow light in the.
I mean, I will say, like, when did one come out? Like, you know, give them a little grace, but like, still, yeah.
And this is a pretty emotionally gripping scene because this is where we.
Sorry, I went backwards.
This is where we get the death of forget this guy's name.
Soren's lover.
The albino blind guy.
Soren, it's Marvin.
Isn't it? Yeah, it's his lover, right? Not so.
Marvin.
You're right. I'm sorry.
And Riz's psychiatrist.
Want to see a dead body? I'm messing up. I'm messing up the moment.
I was just like, bitch, you're a soldier. Move.
Yeah, but you got to remember, she's going through something emotionally, and he's been basically her therapist. So I'm just saying,
inhibitor dildo back on. I don't care.
Well, shit, you got to watch the first season because that was that was like a really big. That was probably the only real obstacle,
like a real moment.
That was the only real obstacle in season 1 is like removing the chip. How are they all dealing with removing their chips? And will they all remove their chips? Because the black dude didn't before that season ended. But you know, we found out in the first episode that he has removed his and just didn't tell anybody.
Yeah.
Some people are just followers.
Exactly.
And like they looked out with some really strong actors in those top 4, like Riz, Vanek, Kai, and Master Chief. Like they're really great.
They brought in any regular TV show, you can bring it back up, Don, because in any regular TV show, they would just act like they wouldn't address that she was hurt here. Still, she would have just popped back up and got on about her business. But they established here that like this. She's still fucking not right.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, she's still harboring injuries.
Where's Danilo? Where's Danilo? Riz, where's Danilo?
He's not coming.
Who's doing her braids in this? Yeah, damn, they got
Yeah,
Them
it's
bitches
got
is
that
tight,
Christmas
son.
braid.
Them bitches is tight, son.
Yeah.
She's not used to that. She's getting a
Totally right.
fucking migraine.
Jeff, how
Hi,
did you
Jeff.
feel on this about this scene right here?
I thought the braids looked good. Yeah.
yeah, they look clean.
No, I don't know why, but for some reason he's not coming. I don't know why that hit me. That hit me more than I feel like the typical is like he didn't make it or he's gone.
Yeah.
He's not coming. I don't know why. I just thought it was a good choice. I thought it hit harder. And right here, this face, that's acting. You know,
Yeah,
man.
It's not just what you say. It's how you. It's all of it.
Yeah, I agree. Like I feel like they've been really good at making those lines that, like, you get a setup for a line that you've heard a bunch of times in a movie, and then they kind of change it in a little small way. Like, you know, there's one point where Master Chief was there. He's talking about death with Perez, and she asks him, does it ever get better? And he's like, no, it never gets better. It just gets further away. I was like, God damn. It's like, that's so close to so many. Yeah, this is so close to so many things we've heard before, too.
So let me get this. This is speaking of lines, speaking of good lines, that's a good segue, because this was probably the best line in the episode so far. And we get some good shit in this episode.
Yeah. I'd say this line's the theme of the episode.
Yeah, you know what? That's right.
Sorry, not you want some.
Yeah, no, not that.
Come with me.
No. I'm right where I need to be.
Right here.
Give that man an Emmy.
No, this episode's getting an Emmy. There's no way it doesn't.
Ooh,
there's absolutely a way.
They got the Wraith too. They got the Wraith looking nice.
Right?
Yeah, let's go back for the game nerds. Let's go back for the game nerds.
That was good. That looks great.
Yeah, 100%. Also, just like it's a little thing, but him holding the grenades out in front of him just to make sure that's what gets hit, that's what causes the explosion. Right. It's a small part, but it's an important part, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I felt like man, that was the best. Yeah, like Jeff said, this is the theme of the episode is
I'm right where I should be.
I'm right where I should be, man. Yeah. Like everybody here, like everybody in this episode makes crazy sacrifices.
Also, can you just go back to the part where we see her fly real quick?
Oh yeah. That was insane.
It's a little thing, but doing it that way, you don't see him explode, you don't see the Wraith explode, you just see her go flying. That's a really smart way of like, hey, you know the explosion happened, but we don't have to show it on screen. We don't got to spend that extra money.
Right. It's creative and cost effective.
Yeah, that's what I always say. That if you're an aspiring director, this is how you need to get a job. This is how you will keep a job. Mm-hmm. Save money.
That's how you drive.
That's how you drive.
But
from now on, this is how you make episodes.
Can I point something out real quick? Because it's very interesting. Because I actually love the game Halo Reach, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
just downloaded it.
This is basically just the ending. It looks like to Halo Reach, where there's like always these sacrifices, and in that game, at the end, you are just fighting for your life, and what the game doesn't tell you is that you're supposed to die. Like that's it. Yeah. That's so like you're just like fighting, and you're like, when the fuck is this going to stop? So like the first playthrough of that game, you're just like losing your teammates, losing everybody that's around you, and you're just like, okay, where's the way out? There isn't one.
Fucking no way out.
It's really badass.
That's like there's another game, Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core. You can keep fighting, you're never winning. You're not supposed to. That's not the story. You play as Zack. Cloud can't cloud until Zack dies.
And there's a bunch of people that have like dedicated. They were like, no, there has to be another way. So they like on that last level, they're like spending 2-3 hours, like managing to survive the whole thing, but it just never stops.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but and to move toward like the end of this episode to just like a more kind of a crazy speaking of sacrifices and no way out, there is one way out, but there has to be a little bit of sacrifice. What did you guys think of the end of Admiral Keyes? First,
hold on. Before you get to the end of Admiral, I just want to get to his speech.
I was actually just about to say. Yeah. What did you think of the speech? Like, you know, kind of his last moment.
Let us know if you're seeing us still in the stream, if the CIA has banned us off the internet or not. I don't think so, but I just checked it and I still see it. But whatever. Just like let me know.
Give us a ring.
Which this is the speech. The speech.
His speech.
The speech.
We don't need to see all that.
Oh my
Get on out of here.
There it is. We were gone?
You know what I see?
Apparently.
I see
Okay,
some
maybe
hard-ass Marines.
he said we did get taken down, so maybe we should.
No.
Okay.
Like we're back because we never really left. I don't know what happened for his man. I don't know what happened, but we here. And you know why we're back? Because we're not violating any goddamn
This is transformative content here, motherfucker.
Seriously, we're sitting here reviewing. They don't do this to them white boys on motherfucking all the other motherfucking channels. That's a fact. But we still going right now.
Who ordered the white rice?
Yeah. Why they treating minorities wrong? Don't you? We got Jeff on the show. They should.
Why do you think I'm here? Come on.
We got Jeff on the show. They shouldn't be blocking us. They shouldn't be banning us from nothing. But yeah, man, look, this is important, man. YouTube, this is fucking important. This is diversity.
It says and suspended again. I don't know what that means.
He said it's suspended again. Do you see it?
I mean,
It looks like we're still.
I don't know, Morgan.
It's a couple seconds behind.
No, it says stream unavailable.
There it goes.
Uh-oh.
Well, I don't know why it's unavailable. We're playing YouTube videos from hold on. Who's this?
Yep, I got stream unavailable.
Who
Stream suspended for policy violations.
Well, we're not violating any policies. We show videos on this show
YouTube
all the
disagrees.
time.
Yeah, but we were playing them pretty long.
I mean, well, no, I wasn't even playing anything right then. It said I haven't played anything yet. I just had it up. I just paused it and had it up.
Let me see if it comes back up.
It's up now.
We're back.
Is it off on? It can't be. Hold on. We got 9 fucking people in here right this very second.
I mean,
it's not. It's only banned. It's only dropping nerds that. I mean, it's only dropping the drunk.
It's
band.
probably just because we all just like looked, just checked that like our view count went up. We all were just like, huh?
Yeah.
Well, no, the drunk Banthas is the one that's not going.
No, I'm watching on Nerds at Night.
No, Nerds at Night. Yeah, Nerds at Night.
Oh, everybody. Well, we're streaming somewhere. And this will go live. I mean, this will go back on the website.
Twitter's probably, Twitter's probably.
Yeah, so look, check it out, y'all. We got the haters, but y'all still watching. So appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. Y'all still watching.
We're back.
I did not like us showing the Halo clips.
Yeah, no, they did not.
Back on YouTube, man.
They were
they don't like us showing Halo clips.
Thank you.
I think I can play the audio though without sharing the screen. Maybe.
I would rather just have the video or like not the.
I just
video.
want the.
I kind of like do. Oh, okay, right. Yeah, never mind.
Like really, I just want the speech. But damn, last time I just had the
perform the speech for us.
Hang on. See if they got the speech as a quote on IMDb.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, just to set up this scene, Admiral Keyes does inform John of High Command's intention to abandon Reach and the truth behind Cobalt Team's status at Visgred Relay. Definitely pronounced that wrong. Keyes leads Halsey and Soren to an evacuation shuttle. That happens later. We'll get to the end of Admiral Keyes. But yeah, this is a nice little rousing speech to get
spoiler
the troops. Yeah, but do you got the speech queued up, or are you still we're still figuring out the
No, I'm not gonna play the
yeah.
speech. Like, YouTube is tripping. This has never happened before.
It's all right. We'll figure it out some other time. Maybe we'll
I'm just saying, as far as you asked me, do we have it queued up? I'm like,
right. Yeah. Ain't no thing. But we appreciate you guys still watching through our technical difficulties.
What you gonna do?
But what are you gonna do? But do you have the speech, Jeff? Oh, sorry, pandemic Ben. Well, yeah, we'll just move right along. Yeah, it's a great speech. You guys should go check it out.
Go check it out. But I was gonna say that's another reason this is getting an Emmy.
Oh yeah,
Well,
great speech. Yeah, that speech.
And
yeah, that's fucking fire.
It was one of those speeches where, I mean, like, all right. Oh, I might have found it.
Is it from this guy here?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Keith.
Now look, this is my issue. We're playing this shit from YouTubers. I'm like, this is YouTubers who's got these up already. Super Krungus. Supers Krungus. 1,000.
Check them out if y'all want to watch actually watch the speech.
Yeah, like goddamn, like what the fuck, y'all?
Like
check all this.
you're playing it from YouTube.
Guys ready?
They're like, oh, we're banning you. Like, what the fuck, dog? I'm playing somebody else's. Block they shit. I shouldn't be able to find the shit. That's fucking shit, man.
All right, you guys ready?
Yeah.
All right, so to set the scene, Keys is up there giving a speech, and he pulls John up, and he says, "It is my honor to introduce to you John 117. You know him as Master Chief. Today, he needs no armor. Today, all he needs is the warrior inside of him. And it's the same warrior that's inside each of you. The one that is willing to lay down your life for your home. For every moment that we hold the enemy at bay, more innocent people can escape on the transports. And when they do, they will go forth and tell the story that you write today.
Yes,
You will be remembered as brave women and men who laid down their lives so that one day our children may live without fear of this monster we call war. Now show those scaly bastards they fucked with the wrong planet."
Yeah.
Yeah. Amen.
It's one of those things where, I mean, and I missed a part of it in the beginning where he flat out says, for those Marines that go out there today, you're dying.
Yeah.
He flat out says, you're going to die.
But you're not going to die alone. You're going to die with Master Chief.
Yeah. And it's one of those things where, like, it's a sign of a great leader that not only can make people okay with going to their deaths, they want to.
Yeah.
He inspired them with words. That's fucking, I mean, like, that's the presidents of the past, that's Lincoln. That's days that live in infamy, nothing to fear but fear themselves. That is a leader who can motivate like that.
Absolutely.
Yep.
You want to come coach the Bears? We got a spot for you.
As long as you don't use that fucking accent.
Yeah, it's like we'll let you be British.
I don't have a problem with his accent. It's like he's not.
Doesn't sound natural.
It's just nobody in America actually talks like that. Like, there's no actual spot that I don't know where he's doing. Like, where is he from dialect wise? I'm very big on dialects. And the United States has so many different ones. And yeah, it just didn't. I mean, come on.
I don't know where
his accent.
Florida, Bama.
Exactly. He got a space accent.
He got a space accent. What did you guys think of his ultimate sacrifice, where he leads Perez and the civilians to the civilian shuttle, and Perez has to fly it off while Keys.
Well, yeah, like I thought that this was this is a bittersweet moment, the speech, because I was like, damn, he gonna die. They just gave him way too many lines. He had more lines in this than he did in the whole second movie.
You're gonna die.
First season. First season, he ain't had this many lines.
Yeah.
He gonna die. That's how I felt about the other person who dies in this episode.
Yeah, not a great episode for Black people. I'll say that.
Nope.
But
Nope.
Ben,
Black History Month. How dare they put this episode during Black History Month?
But what about you, Ben? Did you like his last moment, his kind of send off?
I did. I like that he was still a little cocky and got a light. I thought that was cool. I mean, come on, we all knew he was gonna die. We all knew he was gonna die. The only
and we hope he
thing
burns in hell. No,
the only thing I'll say about it is, what the fuck is? How are they making spaceships so stupid? I get that there's fire that needs to happen for you to take off, but like Perez, it's like the window is engulfed in the fire. That fire shouldn't be in the front of the fucking thing. Also, it's at like a dock ready to fly off. Blast doors are closed, but the second it takes off, it explodes the blast doors. Make better fucking doors.
Yeah.
Well, they
Not
did
a good blast door if you can blast through.
See, my third watch, I did notice that when he does that, I can't play you the video anymore. But when he releases the gas, it builds up, and you can see it. You can see it a little bit, like how you see gas, and it's like
air ripples.
Yeah. That did happen. That did happen, and I didn't catch it till like the second or third. No,
I'll give you that for the fire in front. I'll give you that for the fire in front of the thing. I'm still saying those blast doors should have been fine.
No. I was just talking about the fire engulfing the whole the whole area.
I can get behind that.
And speaking of gas and air ripples, check out our newest episode of Doesn't Hold Up, where we talk about Nutty Professor.
That's right.
I called today.
Did that come out today?
That came out today.
9 is on that episode. Yeah, if you fuck with 9 Nerd Yards, you should fuck with that episode. That's what you should do.
It's a super fun.
You gotta repost it.
But let's talk about.
I got some shorts coming out with you, Don, in that episode. I got some shorts coming out.
Nice.
But yeah, let's talk about this final scene. It's the last stand. Well, not last stand. They do end up getting
Autobots.
But we were with Riz and Master Chief, and they meet up with Soren and Halsey and Vanek. But Vanek ends up taking the super L. He gets stabbed with a plasma crystal. That's a thing.
Damn, I was gonna play that battle too.
Chest explodes.
You know what I should have did? I should have just played all the clips at the very beginning and then gotten away from it. Just hit the ones that I wanted to hit, and then
we just played the entire episode at the beginning of our episode. There we
go.
We got it.
I just wanted those fight scenes, you know what I'm saying? The action scenes. Those were the only scenes that I had really pulled up.
I feel like it sucks.
But it was the dramatic scenes that I pulled up. They got us. They got us taken down. That's funny.
Yeah.
YouTube's not about those emotions, man.
No, they said get your fucking emotions.
Get your inhibitor chip back in there. But no, I did really like how it sort of had a really artistic bookend to this episode, where it begins with Vanek playing with the pigeons, and he has this cute moment where he's named all the pigeons, but there's one that he really fucking doesn't like. He's like,
but that's how I knew he was gonna die.
Yeah, and then you see, I think it's Keith that's actually flying over his head at the end when he's dead and he's looking up into the sky. I think it's Keith that's flying over his head.
He's like, "You want to fuck with me, nigga?"
What if he just shat on his head at the end? It's like, yeah, nigga.
I never liked your ass either. How about that?
That's the one thing the episode was missing.
That would have been the cherry on top.
I just felt like it was unnecessary to kill him, but I understand why they did it, because there can only be one black man on this show with this many lines. We gotta have that. We can't just keep giving black folks lines in this movie. I mean, in this show, and we already got the black girl,
right? Yeah,
who is going to show up. She hasn't shown up yet, but they mentioned her in this episode. So I don't know if you know this, Jeff, but Halsey and the Admiral were married at one point.
Yeah, they're married,
or they are married. They are
still married.
Yeah, they are married, and they have a daughter who is also in the fleet. So, yeah, she's been missing because she was wanted, but so that's kind of where we are now. So when they saw each other, this is the first time they've seen each other.
Oh, they should have boned down.
And then he ends up dying in front of her eyes.
Oh, they can't bone now.
Which Soren doesn't know that they were married. He can assess that they had some kind of relationship.
Yeah,
but he doesn't know that they're married, so he's trying to like move her out because they can't save him. That was
another great Soren moment in the elevator where he's just looking. There's like no dialogue, but he's just looking back and forth like, what's up with y'all?
Y'all want me to close my eyes? I'll close my eyes and my ears, and y'all can just bust it down right now if y'all need to.
I'll say this. I do think part of the reason why they killed Vanek is because they're like, well, we have to elicit the emotion from Master Chief, but I think the reason they chose Vanek instead of Riz is because they're really trying to be like, yeah, we all know what fridging is now. That's not okay. Can't do that.
Yeah.
Now this minority, however, we can kill that one, and that's fine. Yeah.
We still kill our blacks. That still hasn't gone out.
We killed 3 blacks today. One albino black.
Yeah.
One regular black, and then a dark skinned black.
Yeah.
Like we kill all the blacks. No, seriously, I know why. I mean, I understand, like you said, Jeff. They did it to evoke this emotion. But also, he's got to have some loss.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I think Perez would have been a better choice, to be honest with you. I think Perez would have been Perez. Because he was starting to form a relationship with her and he was watching out after her the entire episode, kind of like a younger sister. I think, again, the reason why they didn't do it is because fridging is a thing where you kill off a woman. And I think they're like, well, as long as it's not a woman, it's cool. And it's like,
well, I think they just did it because it's low hanging fruit, and they're not trying to be the show that they were last year.
That's the thing. I think it is. I think the lowest hanging fruit is fridging, and I think they're like, well, we can go like a half a branch higher.
And I just got rid of him because he's the only thing that matters to Master Chief is his team, and so you can take Perez, and he knows, like he just threw that little Marine dude, like, go ahead, get that. You know what I'm saying? I just he knows, like he said, I know everybody's. I know I'm gonna lose everybody every time. I know I can lose somebody every time I go out, but I know it's not gonna be me. And so I know it won't be me. But
there it is.
But
there it is.
But it couldn't be Riz. Because Riz is already going through her thing. She hadn't hit an arc.
Yeah.
Right. And it can't be, what's her name?
Perez?
Kai. Kai, because Kai isn't there. Now, so that's what I wanted to segue into. Where do you think Kai is? Do you think that she I think that she ended up fucking with Anchorman.
Yeah.
I
think that she ended up going with him too.
So, because last season they were trying to get her to betray Master Chief, and this season they've been trying to get her to betray him, and it seems like she may have fallen for it.
I will say she might have just been buying a typewriter.
You don't know.
There's one available.
Yeah, it is a big planet. Like it'd be interesting if this show didn't go that way. If they had the misdirects before and. Hopefully the invasion of the planet makes just her realize that that he wasn't crazy.
So you think you'll get a whole flashback of a whole other cut scene where one shot
that could be explained
of
that would be
Kai doing all this
episode. Yeah, like she's doing all kinds of crazy.
It's just Kai doing her crazy shit, trying to get to Master Chief.
But I did like that they didn't kill Perez, just because I do like the idea of having a smart, capable human in this world. Because one of the things that they fucked up with Quan Ha in the last season is that she was a human, but she also couldn't do shit. I like that Perez is a human amongst all these Spartans, but she's actually very capable. She knows how to handle herself in the fights, and she's smart. She was able to decode the message that the Reach was coming. So
and at the same time, she's like, they're not like, oh, she can hold her. I mean, like she got that sneak attack and stabbed the company, and he was just like bitch, and just backhand her, flies halfway across the room. It's like, yeah, okay,
Right.
that makes sense.
Yeah, it totally makes. Yeah, they don't like
tracks.
overpower her. She's just capable and she's believably there.
It tracks.
But any final thoughts on this episode before we move on to the main event tonight?
I did want to just call out because you're mentioning that typewriter and like how it's like a link to the past, and I just saw this trivia which I think is pretty interesting. As Master Chief and Perez are leaving the antique shop around 13 minutes, a first generation Xbox console is visible on the shelf beside the shopkeeper.
Awesome.
Wow,
That is a link to the that's also the link to the
one of our most important historical relics, an Xbox.
I had one.
And then I thought it was hilarious that the only other trivia is based on the Halo video game universe. And no one liked it. Everyone's just downloaded that one.
God damn.
There's always one person that's like, well, I want to be important. And it's like, you're not.
Man, that is crazy. I don't think I've ever seen that in like.
Also, I haven't, watched this show yet. But like just from your guys' conversation, I'm surprised that this is episode 4. This sounds like it should be a finale episode. Like, what are they going to do for the rest of the season?
Well, we haven't even really. This is the first time we even got a covenant, like a real covenant battle. Like Master Chief went in and whooped their ass one like the first episode, but really he was about to get his ass whooped. But then they left, and then we saw them massacre some people. Yeah, but we haven't actually seen no real fight.
Yeah, we haven't seen those real skirmishes, but they, to your point, they've done a great job of showing like how menacing and just unstoppable the Covenant are, because we really just see them tear through people with no problem, like through the first 3 episodes in these dark rooms.
To Nine's point about
that's what happens when you don't use the laser sword that the guy you just killed dropped. Okay.
To Nine's point about this episode is like this feels like a finale almost, like a cliffhanger finale. Like this is the last 2-3 episodes type shit. But that speaks to how well the pacing has been in this episode. So, I mean, in this season so far. And I think this is where we can now come down into that lull. Usually like the 3rd, 4th episodes kind of suck. Yeah. But this is like brought us way up here. Now we can kind of come down a little bit to like get to that investigative exposition type shit, and then we boom right back up, like ramp back up, and probably not come down until
I will say
until we just get a big cliffhanger for season 3, unless this doesn't get us season 3.
So it does look like there's 8 episodes. So this is the halfway point. So it does also. I mean, I could see them.
Oh, it's only 8.
Yeah, it's 8 episodes. I think the finale is March 21st. Yeah. So guys, let us know in the comments how much you've been enjoying the season so far.
Or if you haven't watched it at all, and you even care about it in any way, shape, or form. But this is the. Oh, what?
Well, I also wanted to mention here. I know we usually do the ratings at the end of the stream, but for this right here, I am shocked because I haven't watched the show again. But like, this seems like one of the best television turnarounds ever.
Yes,
like quality and like reception.
That's what we've been trying to say.
This is amazing.
Let me tell you something.
Know already what it's rated, or like on IMDb?
I do.
No, it's probably rated an 8. It's probably rated an 8.
We did look up the Rotten Tomato score of like the last episode of season 1 compared to the first episode of season 2, and we were just like, God damn! It was like
that's different.
Like 60 to 90. It's like, wow, this is like a 180 turnaround.
It's got to be the biggest jump. Well, that's what we've been saying this whole time. It's like the biggest jump in television history. We literally episode 1 and 2. We said full disclaimer. We planned on shitting on this movie. The only reason we were going to talk about it again.
That's really the only reason.
And we talk shit.
We shitted on it so much in season 1. We was like, hell yeah, we got ourselves like an idol, and we can talk about it like crazy and shit on it. you know, like we were planning on being like
Go outside, nerd. I ain't got time to be distracted by your worthless chime-ins. Go on. Go out.
Yeah,
so that was our
Master Tedros.
And now, after first two episodes, we came on here and we said, God damn, this shit is way better. Like, this might be a great TV show, and maybe it'll actually get some publicity, because I'll tell you what, nobody watches Paramount Plus. And I don't think this comes on television because they cuss a lot.
Yeah.
And CBS is for your grandmama. So
That's
they don't.
because they're just a stupid pay system. Their pricing is just dumb. It's like $8.99 or some shit, and it's like everyone else is just do $5. What everyone else
everybody's
does,
going up the what Netflix is 15.
Yeah, people are hiking up their
like
prices.
and without commercials, because now you got commercials on Netflix.
Yeah,
suck my dick, Netflix.
Right?
And that's only because you're not gonna ever have podcasts on your show. I mean, on your streaming service. Otherwise, I wouldn't say fuck Netflix. Like suck my dick. That's rude. But yeah, Netflix, y'all can suck my dick until you get a podcast.
Film Age Studio says Picard has that turnaround. The first 2 seasons of Star Trek Picard was laughably bad. I guess Paramount is not great at starting their shows.
Oh yeah, that is.
Yeah, because actually, Film Age, I never made it to season 1 and 2. I mean 2.
Well,
because I watched the first 2 episodes of Picard.
Check out that.
I'm out.
Well, check out that quote from him. The third season, he says
Picard is perfect.
Right? Yeah,
I've heard good.
Yeah, that's great.
Perfect.
I've heard good things
that's awesome.
too.
That's insane.
Yeah,
that's
I don't know how they do it. Discovery first 2 seasons are bad, and then Strange New Worlds is good. I don't know how they keep turning shit around. but
yeah, talking about turning shit around. That's the score. 9.1.
9.
God damn.
1.
I'm sorry. Is that 2.3 or 23,000? That's got to be 2.3.
That's 2.2.
Okay.
2.2.
2.2.
Which I think is also interesting too, because not only are like the scores remaining pretty consistent with this obviously big leap from like how you guys are describing this episode being so good, there's so many more people that voted on this. So it's 2.2K, where everything else is at least sub 2,000. Right. So like people are actually tuning in a lot, I guess.
Yeah.
And like wanting to show their support, which is like that's where I'm like, man, this is a triumph, actually.
100%. And I'll say this. I agree with the 9.1 rating. And I agree it's the best episode of the season so far.
Okay. Yeah. Let me tell you something. This is the best episode of the series so far.
Yeah.
I'm not like I know Jeff, you ain't seen you and Nine haven't seen the first season, but I do highly recommend watching it only for 2 reasons. First reason being obvious, where you can catch up on certain plot devices and storylines that are going on. But the other reason is to have a true appreciation for what you're fucking watching right now. Because and to that point, I want to make right now.
Well, there is a Halo TV show drinking game that might make season 1 okay.
Oh no, that's actually something we got to do soon. But
I thought we were doing that right now.
Oh yeah, that is what we're doing. Listen, I got to say something real quick.
Okay.
I would like to apologize for all the criticisms that we've made here at the Banthas and 9 Nerd Yards and Nerds at Night. All of the criticisms we had towards Marvel movies. We shouldn't have been criticizing y'all like that. We should actually be appreciating the world we live in now, the times we're in. But we don't have to see what shitty, real shitty comic book movies could be. Now, with that being said, let's talk about our main event tonight.
Yeah, we're
Madam Web.
Fuck you, Madam Web.
Yeah, we are talking about everybody's favorite blind paraplegic, Madam Web. My gosh, I'm very excited.
That is such a cursed statement right there. Oh my god.
Is she not? Is she not?
Is she?
If
No.
she was,
Movie
if
or
she
is it
wasn't, I would hope so.
Can I ask some first questions?
Yeah. Yeah.
Who was looking for this? Who asked for this?
That is
You know,
the biggest question.
That's
I
the
think.
first thing, right?
Yeah.
The second thing is, y'all think this is trolling? Do y'all think that Sony
What we're
is
doing right here,
trolling? No. This is facts. We're doing nothing but
the
spitting
movie.
subjective. I mean, completely objective, non-subjective moments right here. This is what we give them, unadulterated truth. I'm just asking, do you feel like Sony Pictures
No.
is trolling Marvel with this content?
For a moment while I was watching this movie, I was thinking, just because it's so bad, I was like, is this like some sort of sick negotiating tactic from Sony? Is like, hey, we're gonna ruin the fucking Marvel brand and superhero brand overall. We're coming out with 3 movies this year, motherfucker.
Well, they
Give
did
us
run
Spider-Man.
They did run them through the coals. Marvel did run them through the coals on
on that last deal. Yeah, like it didn't work out. Like, but then I was like, I don't think maybe there's no way of knowing, but I doubt it.
I'm saying no, just because of how much money they're losing.
Are they losing money? Because they made
Or they writing something off or something.
No, I'm just saying, because exactly, because all of these movies that they've made, the Morbius and all that, none of them have made any money. So they
That's
keep,
what I'm saying.
I'm just saying, but they keep doing them. Like, nobody else will keep going to the same well that they don't get nothing but sand.
I will say, even though I don't like those movies. Venom almost made $1 billion. It made like $800 million. Venom 2 made like $700 million.
That was the first one. People had hopes for Venom 1. You know what I mean?
Sure did.
Yeah, but they still came in. They still saw Venom 2 with their dumbasses.
Because they're fucking idiots.
And that movie made like $700 million. But I think that I didn't see that one.
700 million.
Yeah, it made a lot.
So opening
that's
box
worldwide.
office
That
for this?
cannot be.
Oh yeah, they're both worldwide.
Opening box office for this 15. Only 15 million.
15 million. And that's
which
like
is lower than Morbius.
That's it is the 6th lowest of any Marvel movie after Punisher Warzone at 4.3 million, Howard the Duck at 5.1, which was in 1986. I think if you adjust that, it's going to have more than that.
Yeah, it's probably going to have
New Mutants at 7 million, Elektra at 12.8, and this one I did find surprising.
Don't be disrespectful.
The 2004 Punisher at 14 million.
Huh.
Well, let me just explain. This is not a Marvel movie.
I
just want to point out
association with Marvel.
It's an association because it is a Marvel property in the sense that they still hold the rights to the comic book story itself, but they don't own the film rights.
Yeah, and it's sad because like every time I watch one of these dog shit movies and they have the old Marvel page flip, I was like, I missed that. I hate the fanfare of the new Marvel Studios thing.
The thing,
look, our jinx, we made movies for 10 years. Like it's just a little bit too much.
They just have made it's the same thing with just more movies.
I mean it's just a page flip versus like let's show clips from all these movies and it lasts like 15 seconds.
And the page flip actually has images from comics,
It's the same
it's just
fucking thing. Like it's the same thing. It's them sucking their dick. They've made a whole bunch. It's them saying we've made fucking shit tons of comics. Like it's the same shit. It's the same shit.
All right.
It's just too long.
But
let's talk about. Sorry.
I have my notes.
Go ahead.
Oh no, but yeah, like because we could like honestly.
No, I
can't wait to
poignant. But go ahead.
No, I mean, that's why I was with you. Go ahead. But just to talk about what we're talking about. Just quick synopsis. Cassandra Webb is a New York metropolis paramedic who begins to demonstrate signs of clairvoyance after a near-death experience. Forced to challenge revelations about her past, she needs to safeguard 3 young women from a deadly adversary who wants them dead. I do not blame you because I wish I could have taken a shot in the theater.
Look, let me just say this. I'm just going to talk about my experience in the theater first, and then I want y'all to give us your experience in the theater. You know what I mean? So, and in the comments, if you've seen Madam Webb, look, Give us your experience when you sat down and you watched this goddamn dumpster fire. When I'm sitting there, like Alex has already seen the goddamn movie. He's a masochist. He's already seen it. So we watching it his second time, my first time.
Bro, go to a therapist. Dude,
just talk to somebody. You ain't got to go see Madam Web twice. You got friends. Like, just stream with Jeff. They'll talk to you, man. But I'm sitting there literally through the movie going, like the first 15, 25 minutes of the movie, I'm like, what? I'm literally just saying, what? Why? Hey, what the fuck did this? But at the same time, every moment that I'm thinking, what the fuck? Everybody in the theater is laughing their ass off.
Yeah.
I felt like I was watching a release of The Room.
Yeah.
The annual re-release of The Room where everybody, or Bronco Horry Picture Show, where everybody's in there ready. Like in 5 years, they will be re-releasing this for people to talk shit about it and say the dumb line at the beginning of the like every time they come up, just say it like, one day I'm going to be murdered. One day I'm going to be murdered. What the fuck
I
that
did
is?
a lot of work to steal these tools for you. Now use them better.
Yes, use them better. Like just yeah. So I don't want to go too deep, Alex. But how was it the first time that you went and saw? Like, what was your viewing experience?
It's very similar for me. It was weird because the movie theater was packed. Didn't expect that, but it's also LA. People are weird. They
that's the 5 million people. That's the $5 million that they made.
Like this is a group. This is a large group of people ready to hate watch this movie. And yeah, like you would have thought we were going to see the new Seth Rogen movie because everybody was just laughing their asses off. And some of them, like it was opening weekend, so I don't think any of them seen it before. But they were like quoting lines from the trailer that were so bad, or like probably scenes that they saw on Twitter that were so terrible. So it was weird.
when he hopped up out the bed like in the middle of his, he was like sleeping. He said, one day I'm going to be back. Everybody fucking busted out laughing so hard. I turned around like, what the fuck? Like, y'all seen this or something? I don't think that some of them had seen it. They just busted out laughing like Alex said, like we was watching a Judd Apatow movie or some shit.
And I got like such caught up in a laughing mood the first time I watched it. There were two moments that that genuinely made me laugh, like that they were like trying to make me laugh, and I was like, oh, that was actually funny. And I don't even know if it was. I don't know if I would have laughed at that movie if I wasn't with that crowd.
There was 3 jokes in that movie. There was actually 3 real.
I think they were trying to joke all over the place.
3.
No, I don't think they were trying to.
Yeah, they were. And with
I'm just saying.
One, they fell flat.
Alex said he thought they were trying to be funny the whole time, and I just completely vehemently disagree with that. He just thought it was funny.
I think there were maybe 5 that they
jokes,
tried,
like actual real jokes, seriously, and none of them came from the actual comedic or comedians in the movie.
Oh man, yeah, we'll talk about that. I'm so disappointed with.
There was
one.
There was one funny moment that I actually laughed when I was supposed to. And even then, I like when they started setting it up, I actively said, "Oh, fuck you."
But
what was your experience in the movie theater the first time you saw it? Like this doesn't hold up.
No, this is therapy.
But yeah, Jeff,
how did that make you feel?
What was your experience?
All right, I saw it last Saturday, so 2 days ago. There were 5 people in the theater. 1 was a woman. I feel bad for the guy that was in the same row as me because I kept leaning forward to grab and just write down my thoughts. I have a friend who, like, opening weekend, she went to see it high as giraffe pussy and she loved it. I was sober and hated it so much at 3 separate times. I just started hitting my forehead until it hurt. And that was better than the movie. And that's not an exaggeration. I hated it. I hate it.
Phil Mage said in the chat, I was the only jackass in D-Box, so it was only me laughing, but man, I was on edibles and hitting the blink. It was a fun experience.
From what I hear, that's the way to watch the fucking movie, and you'll have a blast.
Yeah, I might want to go see it on mushrooms, but the fact of the matter is that ain't nobody has said that it was a good movie. Everybody has definitely said
the actors in the movie have not said it's a good movie.
No, you know what? That's That's actually not true. I read that. So the villain, the dude, what's his name? Tartar?
Ezekiel.
Well, no, his name is Ezekiel.
And fucked him up.
Taharin, I think that's how you say it. Taharin. I don't know how you say it, but
to dickbag.
We'll just call him Ezekiel Sims because I don't remember his name. But
yeah, Ezekiel was the dude he had an interview with the director or the producer or something like that. I don't know. That told me I have never seen that before. I have never seen an actor in one of these like sit down interviews, right. You know, the what do you the radio like row type round? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like I've never seen a producer sitting next to, or it was either producer or the director sitting there with him talking about the movie during his interview. You know why he had to be babysat? Because they have to sit there and make it like, hey, this was really good. He did a good job. Because
he doesn't want to lose future jobs by talking shit in front of the guy.
No, it's not about that. It's just that they needed to say like, hey, he did a good job. This was great. Because when you go to see it, all they have is his shit ADR. His entire every line he said was replaced, and they're clearly using on-set sound for the people who he's literally interacting with. The little lady, the woman in the chair.
Yeah,
she is interacting with live sound on set, and then you hear this nigga come in like a loud voiceover that he is not matching. It's like a dub for a
my
Japanese
friend kept saying like when I asked my friend about it, she said the villain's Mr. Movie Phone.
Seriously.
Yeah, it's so weird. Like I've never seen such amateurish ADR in all of my days. Let's talk about the performances because with this actor, the guy who plays Ezekiel Sims, I've heard I've never seen him in anything else, but apparently he's a very well accomplished French actor. He's had some really strong performances.
Cool. I hope he never gets a role again.
Yeah, they won't let him back into America after this. Like, you won't be able to do an American film ever again after this. But yeah, like I feel like that with everybody in this movie that at least I've seen them before. Like Sydney Sweeney, Dakota Fanning. I've only seen her in like really one thing, The Social Network. No, not Dakota Fanning. Sorry, Dakota. What's her name? Johnson.
Johnson.
Dakota Johnson.
Don Johnson's daughter. And let me tell you something.
Shades of Gray.
No, let me tell you something, man. This is Don Johnson's daughter. I am probably the biggest Don Johnson fan of all time. Let me just tell you something, man.
Don should take her out of the well.
She has disappointed the whole family. And what was her mama's name? Her mama's I
don't remember her.
No, it's
her mom's famous too, but I don't remember her name.
It's goddamn
fuck. Oh, you're anyway me watching the movie.
Melanie Griffith.
Yeah.
Oh, Melanie Griffith. Okay.
And so let me just tell you, she's just letting the whole family down.
Correct.
And I don't, because I'm not going to be one of these people who's going to give her a fucking pass because she quote unquote didn't know this wasn't a Marvel movie. I don't want to hear
that. Do you think they were like all because I heard that she fired her agency.
Yeah, so that's called trying to clean up your mess and trying to do publicity. That's publicity right there, trying to clean up so she can get a better, so she don't look like she's the reason this movie sucked, but she is a big reason that this movie was fucking terrible.
So that one's a miss. That one's Dakota Johnson left her agency WME in favor of CAA less than a week after the first trailer for this movie dropped. According to Variety, this raised industry eyebrows and generated unfounded rumors that Johnson didn't like the movie. However, the Hollywood Reporter found that since CAA was also willing to represent her production company, Tea Time Pictures, along with her indie film Daddy-O, which will be released by Sony Pictures Classics. It is likely the seemingly suspicious timing for the move, was nothing more than film business shuffling.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I don't believe that is the reason that, that all that happened. I think, like you said, and I think that's like what happened to Jonathan Majors. Like his publishing team and everybody dropped him. But months and months and months before that happened, there was reports that he had issues with his publishing team and his publicists and his management team. Right. He had been having contentious arguments with them. So that was going to happen regardless of what happened. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I think this is a similar situation in that.
And just to say, there were reports that also that Matt Smith had a similar situation with Morbius, where he thought he was going to be in an MCU movie, because like most people aren't nerds like us and know all the ins and outs of Sony.
I don't give a fuck about that. You know why? No, that's not. I'm just saying that's not an excuse. That's not an excuse.
Enraged Bill.
Whoa.
because there's her a pass. I'm just saying this bitch didn't even know, and he didn't know about anything comic book related.
Yeah, that's what
she did an interview where she didn't know the name of the last Spider-Man movie that came.
That's what I'm saying. So, like most people aren't like us, and where we know all the Marvel movies and we know all the ins and outs. Most people are just like,
that's why that. But no, just finish what I was saying is that's why I'm not giving it a pass, because there's plenty of actors. How about what's his name? What's his name? Son that played the Captain America, the fake Captain America, and
Wyatt Russell.
He's never read any motherfucking Marvel comic. But guess what he did when he was gonna play his character? He picked up a fucking comic. And
so here's my thing,
the character that he was gonna play. That infuriates me as a voice actor, as an actor myself. That fucking infuriates me, because the first thing they teach you when you get a fucking copy of script is to fucking read up on the things you don't know about the fucking script. And so she just completely decided not to do that. That's just egregious.
Well, so here's my question for you, Bill. Is that more on Dakota's head or on her agents?
That's all her.
Should have made her prepared when they're like, "Hey, we got this role for you. Heads up, she's like one of the main fucking characters in Spider-Man." Yeah, don't you think at least the agent should have said something there, not just been like, "Oh, maybe she'll figure it out."
The agent don't tell you how to act on stage. The agent don't tell you how to prepare when you go into your. I'm just saying.
I'm saying, wouldn't the agent telling her that have helped her secure the role?
Right. Let me ask you a question, Jeff.
All right. Yep.
What does she do for a living?
Sucks in movies. I don't know.
She's an actor.
Franchises.
So all she does is act. So you're too fucking busy to fucking actually read. Like, it takes nothing but a Google search to know what you're doing. Like, like I said, they teach you when you're acting. They teach you, if whatever you don't know, learn about it. Like, whatever you don't know about the copy that you have, you need to go and research it, because you have to know what you're talking about. There's no way you can connect to a story when you know nothing about what you're reading. And so to me, that is why she gets, I'd say at least 50% of the blame for why this movie is terrible. Because
that's a lot.
Well, because if you don't pick up a fucking book to just a Google search, you can pick up your phone. It's not like you got to go to the library, go to a comic book shop or anything.
I feel you, but I wouldn't give her that much personally, just because just to talk about more of the movie. Nobody's good at this. Like Sydney Sweeney,
Adam Scott, and Mike Epps.
I didn't like Mike Epps.
No, I like Mike Epps because
don't worry, you don't have to deal with him long.
He showed depth. He showed he could just play like a regular dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't got to be cussing and telling day jokes all the time. That's what I'm
saying. Daughter of Lori Loughlin.
What about Emma? What's her fucking name?
Yeah, Emma Roberts is weirdly in this movie. Like, what the fuck?
Which also like, she's at the age where she's playing a middle-aged, about to like pop pregnant chick. Like, man, I didn't see that one coming.
How old am I?
I thought she was playing a teenager in American History Story for like season 72.
Yeah.
And what's her name?
Isabella
Merced. Isabella Merced. She just got cast as Hawk Girl in the new Superman movie. So I'm like,
Fuck you.
it's crazy. Like,
Take it away after this one.
Yeah, like, right. This is gonna be a weird situation. It's like, actually, we don't want you anymore.
We're
And
going to
Cindy
be talking
Sweeney, I
about
just
DC
recently
casting in a couple of maybe next week.
I've never seen Euphoria, but she does have an iconic scene that I have seen just because it's all over the internet. The bitch, you better be joking.
Let me tell you something. That's what she said. That's what she said when she saw the screener for this fucking movie. I guarantee you.
Okay, so I think that's a good segue to bring this part up. How about the fact that they all signed on for a completely different fucking movie? It was rewritten so many times after they signed on. The movie they signed on for was basically like a Terminator-esque movie where they were trying to protect Ben's sister, Mary, from Ezekiel, because Ezekiel was going back in time to try and stop Spider-Man from even being born. That movie would have kicked ass.
Yeah, that would have been better. And she was Julia Carpenter, the actual comic book character.
No, see, I think
Cornwall.
Check this out. I believe that there is we have no actual copy of the agreement that Sony and Marvel have. It's nowhere out in the actual public. And I think one thing that we can discern is that they can't say Spider-Man or actually use Spider-Man in any of these movies because they teased it in the Morbius trailers, didn't even have that teaser in the movie, and didn't ever have or say Spider-Man's name. Venom, they never say Spider-Man's name. In Venom 2, they never say Spider-Man's name.
You don't need to, though. All you need to do, because look at how we had Peter Bourne in this one. They did it.
Scene.
No, there isn't a post-credit scene in this.
No, Let There Be Carnage. Because it's ingrained to my mind. When Vulture,
when Danny Trejo.
Vulture at the end of the Let There Be Carnage or Morbius, Vulture flies up and he says, "Oh no, there's something off. I think it has something to do with Spider-Man." And I'm like, wait, hold on a second here.
Right. Even without that,
so where is he?
Well, in this one, he got popped out of Emma Roberts' veg.
But they never even say Peter Park. They never even say Peter in this movie.
But they say Ben Parker. They make it like they allude to he's now dating May Parker. May, whatever her maiden name was.
Never even see her.
No, I agree that's a stupid thing. And also, like, hey, you're bringing her up. Why not just say May? But then also, like, at the end, when Mary gives birth, the partition is supposed to look like a web. It's very clear that that's supposed to be Peter Parker.
When they showed the partition, I was like, this is a new level of stupid.
Okay,
just real quick.
They could have gone around.
I wasn't done saying what I was saying. Go ahead.
Just to say, to answer your question, May's last name is Riley. That's where they got the name Ben Riley.
Ben Riley. Fuck yeah. Thanks, man.
No problem.
Yeah. What was I saying?
We were talking about them not using Spider-Man and the Terminator Spider-Man stuff.
Okay, so check it out. They have, remember when the interview came out and Sony had all those emails leaked out? And then people really focused on the racism and they focused on the craziest shit, but they, like real big nerds, we focused on the dialect between them the dialogue between them that was talking about the terms of the agreement that they were trying to work out for Spider-Man rights for Marvel to have them. And one of the things that was in there is that basically, I'm not going to go through everything that was in there, but basically you can't fuck with Spider-Man. You can't fuck with Peter Parker. You can't change anything about him that is not canon. And you can't use him in ways that would that would affect the brand, that would taint the brand. And the reason I think that they, those certain things, there might be scenes that are on the cutting room floor where they do use Peter Parker's name, where they do say Spider-Man.
Sure, I bet.
But This movie is so bad that they know that they will be in violation of the direct contract agreement. This movie, the way it's edited, which is gets 10% of the pie. Okay, that's 10% of the pie. Okay. They get 10% because they probably had to edit it just to make it where they can actually put it out legally. Legal got to this and cut it down. That's what happened in this. But that could still be a good movie. But so that doesn't excuse them from telling you 50% still going to Dakota Johnson.
Yeah.
If legal cut this one down, then fuck, how bad was the original? At 1 hour and 56 minutes, this is the longest running film in the Sony Spider-Man universe. So if it was even longer, then fuck you for making this.
Well, you know, reshoots happened with this one too, so it could have been longer and have reshoots. But let's just talk about the Kangaroo Jack of it all of this.
Just the bullshittery.
That doesn't narrow it down with this movie.
No, perfect. You got it right now, Nine. You got it perfect.
I'm reading your mind. I'm getting
this is the Kangaroo Jack. So when Kangaroo Jack came out, the trailer has had Kangaroo Jack talking in the motherfucking movie. In the trailer. In this trailer for this movie, they had these suits, and they had footage that we didn't see in this movie. Mm-hmm. So they tricked us. Nigga, we thought that we was at least gonna see some Spider-Man stuff, some Spider Girls doing Spider stuff.
Disappointed.
Spider Women.
It's maybe like 3 minutes of this.
Spider Girls. See, they are in high school, so I would call them Spider Girls.
Yeah,
it's just all of their names in the comic.
But no, I'm saying we thought we was gonna see Spider Girls. We do see them as Spider Women in the way they're portrayed when we do see their little flashback, their dream sequence, which we only see one fucking time.
Yeah, okay. And it's so disappointing because like these suits, they look all right, but it doesn't idea of like what is like. I've always liked the Julia Carpenter costume. Like they pretty much stole this for the Venom costume later on in the comic books. But it's all like these suits are so iconic and these characters are cool. Like this could have been a live action Spider-Verse type movie, but with women, and people would have dug it. And they still could have used it was originally reported it was $80 million budget. It was actually $100 million budget.
That's the funniest thing about this.
But they could have used that, like they could have made a really great story with these three characters. Even like in apparently one of the first iterations, it was just a two-hander with
you're an iteration.
Cassandra Webb and Julia Carpenter. Like that would have been dope. But somehow this
let me tell you something. Really what nobody has said yet is really like
I've said
they should have. Nobody was asking for no motherfucking Madam Web, and also the reason this is not making money has nothing to do with how bad the movie is. That has nothing when your opening numbers are that bad, ain't got nothing to do with how bad the movie is because nobody knows how bad the movie is yet. What it is how the fuck you gonna make a movie about a bitch in a wheelchair who's blind?
Yeah, like it's the
what in the fuck is she supposed to do?
Well.
That changes things that in an action fucking film.
All right.
Remember when I heard about this like a few years ago? They was like they thinking about it. I was like,
it's like when we heard. Speaking of the Sony hacks, it's like when they also had the story about the Aunt May spy movie that they're gonna try to
make.
And Kevin Feige was like literally consulting them. They're like Kevin Feige was like literally in the email that got leaked. Like, please don't do this. Don't do this. Like. Take all of that shit out, please. And then,
those emails are just a lot of him. It's like a hostage negotiation.
Yeah, he's trying to be so polite. He's like, it's Sony. I want to just.
Well, it's because they can hold him balls over the fire, and that's well. I'm gonna get into more. Go ahead, Jeff.
So, as for those costumes. I have many notes. So for the costumes, after the poor critical and financial reception following the film's release, a second shorter trailer was released showcasing the characters in their superhero costumes, even though those scenes make up less than 5 minutes of the film's runtime. It was a desperate, like, please come and see this.
Is that false advertisement?
Yes, that is absolutely false advertisement.
All I saw, like, basically in the like advertisements and promos
No.
and like definitely
Yeah.
getting Sydney Sweeney in this suit. That's
Right.
probably like
Yeah, that's
it's-
tease porn. That's
bait.
what that
That's
is.
today.
That's bait right there.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, Sydney Sweeney in a superhero costume and like only having her in 5 minutes in the movie.
That's tease porn.
Yeah, that's too much. And
Because
there
like
was
when really what
That's
you're
like
doing
Michelle
is
Pfeiffer back in the day.
you're literally using her body, her sex symbol image to promote this movie,
Mhm.
but then never have her in it. I mean, never have
Wait.
her in that suit really.
'Cause-
And
all
also
right.
when we did see her in the suit, we don't even really see her body.
yeah.
I don't know if y'all noticed that.
And
Like when we
Well,
do see her in the suit,
It's
like
weird.
neck up because the suit sucks so bad. And that's not just for her, it's
I
for
did
all
get
of them.
I did
Oh,
get
it
Birds of Prey
sucked.
vibes. Not the movie. The 2000s early 2000s
TV.
TV show Birds
Yeah.
of Prey. I got
Uh-huh.
early 2000s Birds of Prey
Uh-huh.
vibes.
Yeah,
from
you
this.
better not ever disrespect
Guys,
Journey
please go Google
Smollett.
that.
You better
The
not
sh- the
ever
shitty show.
disrespect Journey Smollett out here, boy. You gonna hit me up out this.
But you know, it's funny that you mentioned that there was like a suit last year or a lawsuit last year where somebody sued the production company of Yesterday, a movie that where the trailer heavily featured Ana de Armas. And and people went to go see the movie, and she wasn't in. They went to go see it because she was in it, and she was cut out of the film. So those people sued the production company.
Yeah, and that's what we gonna do. God damn it!
Paramedic Ben is
what happened
he's,
to Jeff?
he's
Stuck.
petrified. He can't believe it.
Can you go into the plot a little bit, actually, though?
Yeah, let's talk about the plot a little bit. Yeah,
No,
the movie is,
we're only going to talk about how much we hate it. Now,
the movie actually starts out in 1973 in the jungles of Peru. A research team led by Ezekiel Sims and his pregnant partner Constance Webb discover an unidentified species of spider with rare healing properties. And this, speaking of great actors who in bad stuff, this actress Kelly Bish. She's from *Halt and Catch Fire*.
Why are you calling her?
She's a bitch. What's my favorite word?
That was so different. We know why. We know why he
You're
did
looking
that.
like an easy come of you, bitch.
We know why he just
Yeah,
did
bitch.
that. Alex just
I know
made
you
that
come
joke
from, you
because
bitch.
he hates. Alex clearly hates women, and that's why he made that joke.
Yeah, I mean, clearly. But yeah, like this scene was absolutely insane. We see Ezekiel. We got got there a little late when we got there, so you
I
didn't see
didn't need
this.
to see it.
You didn't need to see it.
I had already I already watched reviews of the movie, and I already had seen that part actually.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Because some reason heavy spoilers can show all his motherfucking videos. He can show from his screeners, but I can't show clips from the motherfucking YouTube channels that y'all already got.
But yeah,
Seriously, because people actually review this. Actual people review this. So come on, man.
yeah. I mean, I feel it. But
I'm
yeah,
actually talking to a person about
scene makes such little sense because they're these mythical spider people, basically Spider-Man. They're Spider-Man who are out throughout the jungle. Spider-Man powers.
No, they're not Spider-Man. They are
Spider-Man.
Los Araños.
Oh man, Los
Las
Arañas.
arañas.
And they protect the jungle or whatever.
Yeah,
that's what they say. That's what they say before shit pops off. And then Ezekiel
Yeah,
Sims,
whatever. So does the Lorax.
everybody. No,
Yeah, but they
Ezekiel
didn't
Sims
protect shit.
kills everybody and then runs away. And then like the people, like the spider people, show up just to like take her to a pool. Like, go catch that guy. He's a fucking. He killed people.
He killed people. You almost killed peoples.
Also, like Ezekiel just sitting there, like, no, you got to give it to me. We're fine. Just all right. This is not a good thing to say. I'm aware. Point the gun at her belly. She'll give you the fucking spider.
Hey,
You don't gotta shoot her.
Holy shit.
No, I like it.
He shot her in the belly. He also
I
just
like it.
murdered 3 people.
Where did he shoot her though? Did he shoot her in the belly, or did he shoot her in the
I mean,
pelvis, or did he shoot her? I don't know where.
Wherever he shot her, he was not concerned about the baby.
No, let me know.
That's part of it. That's actually
mean-
a part of the shittiness of this movie, because she goes from her belly and goes like this, and you see the blood, and then when she's in the pool, you see her belly, and there's no more fucking blood.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Is the reason it is also bad is we
is
don't know
woke.
where he shot her at because they never actually are consistent on that either. There's just no consistency in this movie. But what is this? What's this film agent saying here?
It says woke. They even got to made the spider a minority. Shaking my head, laugh out loud.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, even the spiders from Peru. Like,
Well,
we got these damn immigrant spiders coming in here and affecting our Americans.
They're taking our superheroes.
We know that American
I'm
spiders
only
ain't about shit.
reminded. I'm only reminded of one of the shortest but best lines in hip hop from Biggie, and it is Peruvians tried to do me in.
Oh, that's fucking amazing.
Oh man, I'm gonna put that on a T-shirt with just like
We need a Madam Web.
We're doing it.
Madam Web in the look at shop the Drunk Banthas merch store in the description.
Yeah, guys,
look for those.
Please.
Look for those.
And also let us know in the chat if you want that. Do you want that?
Oh, we're making that.
You want this?
I don't care what they want. We making that.
I
want one.
As we mentioned, Ezekiel has these like sort of limited precognition powers or whatever.
I think he's just having bad dreams.
Yeah, he's just having bad dreams.
He doesn't ever see nothing else. Otherwise he would have seen these bitches like seen something coming. Like, come on, man.
Dude, people on that shirt.
I want that. Yeah, somebody named Jeffrey said, "I want that."
What do you think about this, Uncle Ben?
Such a yes.
But yeah, like no, and you know, even though he's having these like weird visions,
before that point,
yeah,
before that, the Peruvian pool spider scene. How much of the damn venom? The baby's in the process of being born. How much of that fucking venom's getting in there?
Right.
Really?
Well,
you know, it's very blatant.
No. Pregnancy is crazy like that. No, pregnancy is crazy like that. Like, yeah, it get that you go because it's going into the bloodstream, so it's going directly to the baby. Really, like, you know, the umbilical cord is really literally connecting them straight to everything. So that's where it's mostly time. Women can't even take enough time for the mom.
So it still needs enough time for the mom's heart to bump, to move the blood through, and then she's like, bite when.
Not necessarily
Heart
because we did see that it was the way it spread was like you can see how it spread. So not necessarily with this, and also with bites, spider bites in particular, it like where they bite you, it moves like up. It literally moves up your leg, like moves up your body. So I can kind of see
the heart. That means it goes to her head.
But these are also super spiders. Like I said, American spiders ain't shit. You can't use American spider logic, you know, like Australian spiders. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like people got bigger and crazier spiders. I'm just saying to the science that they were using, that's probably the only thing that made any goddamn sense.
I mean, it's very Blady in the sense that, you know, Blade's mom got bit by a vampire and then like while she was having a child and then her child became a daywalker. I just hope that means that we get Kelly in a sequel where she's like a villain who also has spider powers.
We're not getting
and it's twice as bad.
I don't want to see.
I hope we get a sequel where literally it's 3 minutes long and half of it's the end credits and the whole of the movie is just someone shoots her in the fucking head.
Oh Jesus!
The whole movie
directed by Pandemic Ben.
Man, check out Pandemic Ben. His album's coming out in March 25th.
Pandemic Ben. That just sounds nice.
Shout out to Unfiltered Bachelor.
Getting bit by a spider would have been more interesting time than this movie.
Like actually take a spider and get him to bite yourself.
Yeah. Shout out to moneyblakeweather. Yeah, he also watched this movie. Wow. He told us he was gonna make a video review of this, and he was like, "Nah, I can't commit anymore."
He saw it before everybody else. Like out of our crew, he had seen it before everybody.
It's the original Dundada,
masochist of the crew. Because I wasn't gonna go see this Alex said it's so bad, and we're gonna cover it. So then I was like, all right, I'll go see this dumpster fire.
I'll tell you what. If I couldn't have seen this for $2, I wouldn't have gone to see it.
Basically,
I was not willing to give this more than
situation for
$2.
us.
Same. I saw this for free, so I didn't care.
Yeah.
I actually did not see this movie. I don't know even why I'm here tonight. I didn't watch any of the anything tonight, but I did commit. I did.
You're here
commit
for
you
emotional
guys
support
because I actually dressed like Madam Web just for this. Like,
hey, Nine. Do you want to know where it gets better? When she goes to the Peruvian rainforest, that's the exact same fucking shirt she ties around her waist. Just so you know, she's still Madam Web.
Yeah.
You're still in cosplay.
She's got a fucking.
Which, by the way, like all of these actresses look like they're in cosplay. None of these costumes look natural.
Especially for the time period.
Sydney Sweeney looks like what is it 2003? Is it?
Yeah,
well, so okay.
It's
so
not
two
even
things,
a cute jacket.
So
you know?
two
It's like
things about the 2003 part. One, I heard that the original idea was to have this movie set in 1990s. Not 1990s specifically, but in the 90s. But then they switched it to 2003 because they really wanted to use Britney Spears' Toxic. Also,
well, it's also
is that true?
Well, no, it's because yes, that is true, but it's because of Pepsi. Because we also see Pepsi a lot in this, and she was the sponsor she was the spokesman for Pepsi. The song "Toxic" was the part of the commercial for a Pepsi commercial at the time. So. Dude, yeah,
they put
advertising more and legal. I'm telling you, fucked up that movie so bad.
They put more effort into making like just a little subtle, like it's the 2000s than anything else in this fucking movie.
Yeah,
right. Yeah, it's funny. Like because when we were watching the movie.
Well, no, wait. They did want you to. They did add one thing is that she hates her mom. Like that was stressed a lot. But what were we about to say?
Well, there's one point where, like after she has her accident, she's having these precog visions for the first time. Mm-hmm. She's like, "Whatever, I just want to go home and watch Idol." And,
right.
And right then, Bill leans over to me in the theater. He says, "Carte Blanche."
That little story right there is the best part of this movie now.
So yeah, again, I didn't see this movie, but I did watch a bunch of like different reviews or whatever breakdowns of it, and it was just so ridiculous. And a funny moment that happened is because it was someone explaining the plot of the movie, and I think it was just right. And I think it was this line where they switch the phrasing for with great power.
Oh my gosh!
I almost got kicked out of the theater. I yelled, "Fuck you!"
Dude, like, so they were explaining that part in the video breakdown, and I was like, "That can't be real." And then, like a second later, they're like, "This is real," and I was just like, "Oh my god!" Like that can't be the line that they use. They're like, "No, if you're listening right now."
When responsibility comes, the power will appear.
Oh God!
Is that what?
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah,
basically, yeah.
I have thoughts on that too.
Well, let me give my thoughts real quick because they're quick. That was when that happened. I was like, that sucked, but that was honestly the most actual film thing that I actually saw. Like something that actually does happen in movies. That was the first time that it happened.
That was a real arc in a movie.
Yeah, because to me, nothing in this movie happens in movie.
I know exactly what you mean. It was the first time.
We watched The Room. This is The Room for $100 million.
I know exactly what you mean because I had said because when you guys asked me like, oh, you're like, I think it was the last pod. You were like, what's your like 10-second review of or 1-sentence review of Madam Web? I was like, it's the uncanny valley of narrative writing. And that's how I felt for most of the movie. Is like, this doesn't even feel real. Like, how could someone make this?
Nigga, hold on. When the pigeon hit the window and then she opened the window, she said, he didn't die.
Yeah. Oh my God. I wanted that pigeon to just
that's what it was. I guess he didn't die after all.
I was just like,
Yeah.
what? Which
Just
is
reading
like,
the synopsis, I was like, this sounds like almost like an anti-movie. You know what I mean?
Which is why I think it's a troll. That's why I think it's a troll, because there's no way in good goddamn hell someone as big as Sony put out this movie thinking it was a real movie. No, there's no good goddamn way in hell.
It's insane. But to your point, this was the first time in the movie where I was like, oh, this is something that movies actually do.
Yeah,
like
I know some of those words.
Yeah, I know some of these words. Like, oh, this is the part where the person has like the turnaround is like, yeah, I'm gonna have this rally and do the thing I'm supposed to do in the third act. But
then they shot themselves in the foot.
This was the only time in this movie where it felt like a real movie. It was weird.
Okay, but one big glaring question about that scene when he says, when the responsibility comes, the power will appear. And this is an important question.
Sorry.
At what fucking point?
Because I'm gonna keep laughing.
At what fucking point does La Arancha dude just go, you know what? Normal clothes. I should start wearing normal clothes.
How about wearing some goddamn shoes? This nigga ain't got no shoes on.
Clay and Vine. Well, Ezekiel not wearing shoes is the only thing that is like Ezekiel from the comics. I'm talking about the dude in the cave who in the beginning of the movie is wearing red clay and black vines.
Oh,
and that's
yeah. And then
the next time we see him, he is in jeans, a t-shirt, and a fucking denim. On. What the fuck?
Come on, and he got an ascot.
Yeah. He has an ascot.
Ascot too.
So what? Like you got,
and there's no explanation.
These motherfuckers got gentrified.
Mm-hmm.
Look.
I want to say,
in the span of 30 years, they decided to, hey man, let's just not
Starbucks up the street.
You just actually, you want to sell cocoa? We have a lot of it here.
Someone's just like, all right, hey.
No, actually, let me explain. Let me explain it. I got it.
There's a Sears right there.
I actually have an explanation.
All right.
They started selling cocaine.
Yeah, this is a drug fund.
It's Peru.
Well,
it's Peru, fam. They got
like,
that.
No,
Peruvian.
we have to shoot long location.
Yeah, they got that Peruvian.
It is essential.
Yeah.
They got that Peruvian white baby.
Trying to do them in.
I will say one thing about the Ezekiel Sims, and this is going to be a very nerdy thing, but like Jeff alluded to, Ezekiel Sims, you know, and you sort of mentioned he's got no shoes or socks on, which is sort of an Ezekiel Sims thing because apparently in the comic books he's different from Spider-Man, where he has to have his fingers and feet exposed. So
except that he doesn't do that.
Except then he puts on a fucking suit.
No fucking way.
Yes, sir.
So it's like, wait, so why are we wearing this suit?
Seaway.
Wait, so you're saying that? Okay,
so in the comics,
when
Ezekiel's,
he. I don't even know who Ezekiel Sims is in the comics. I never.
Well,
I don't
actually, that's interesting because
because
guess what? Spider-Man has 900 fucking characters, so there's no way you know all of them.
The crazy rogues gallery,
right? So you're always gonna have somebody that you don't know, and
yeah, they. I feel like Spider-Man has the best rogues gallery, and Batman has the best rogue. Like,
yes,
you know,
that's why they're the top three most recognizable comic book characters in the world.
Yeah, they have so many characters to choose from.
And what's great about it is because, like, with Spider-Man stuff, and especially the movies, it doesn't end in like, oh, like just another character that has the same power set, like a lot of, you know, comic book movies or superhero movies do. It's like, oh yeah, at the end it's just going to be the evil version of the same guy. But with like Spider-Man movies, they're always like, you know, I'm going to fight a fucking octopus guy, you know? Right? Or like, you know, a goblin on a glider, and that like makes it very dynamic and very interesting.
Yeah,
it's usually very like, it's just evil Spider-Man, and this it looks like.
Yeah, it's usually very. You're not so.
I'm glad that you said that's what it looks like, because that's not at all what it is. He still don't got no Spider-Man powers except for touching walls. Like he's
ceiling guy.
He's ceiling guy. He just hits people and throws people and chokes people. Oh, he got the poison in his hand.
Yeah,
he got the poison
in his hand, which is super awesome.
Yeah.
Unfiltered,
very limited range.
Unfiltered, yeah. Unfiltered Bachelor said, also, can we talk about how Madam Webb traveled internationally as a wanted lady in the city shortly after 9/11? Bro, no, the alphabet boys shutting that down.
Alphabet companies, yeah. CIA, FBI,
and also she's
all
driving,
of
and she's driving in a stolen cab.
The whole goddamn show,
Like
the whole goddamn movie, she's driving in a stolen cab,
Bring Jack
and
back.
then she goes from a stolen cab
All right.
to a stolen ambulance.
Wait.
So,
More important
hold on,
about the
hold on,
cab. More important about the cab.
what?
You can go on about the cab. Yeah, you go on about the cab.
Why does she take the fucking license plates off to leave them on the ground next to the fucking cab? She doesn't even just like frisbee them away. She's just like plunk, all right, front, plunk, and then just walks away from it with them lying on the ground next to it.
Because
She put
then it would be obvious, right? Like, you don't know nothing.
she puts them on the ground and then walks by, and then later you see a garbage can that she walks by. It was like,
Yeah,
you could have
yeah.
the garbage can. It's crazy.
Also, another real quick. I'm sorry because I had to go take care of something. But another real quick thing about Ezekiel and the costume. He was also originally planning on just walking up to them in his normal clothes and murdering them.
Yeah.
And then after they get away, he's like, I should put my costume on.
Where the fuck did he get the costume?
Right.
He ain't even got no shoes on, but now he's got to put shoes on.
Clearly from the
He puts on
NSA.
shoes. He puts on shoes.
From the NSA.
Yeah, that's
Where did he get the shoes from? I don't know, man. God damn it.
yeah. So like, yeah, why is he barefoot? But then, because like the reasoning
there's
why he's
no reason
barefoot
to be
makes sense when
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm just gonna say this.
Exactly. It
I
makes
don't
sense
care.
if they holding it true to the storyline.
Yeah.
But
then if
then
you
they
have
don't.
to, then
Yeah, they
Also,
get rid of that
I'm-
immediately.
And I'm throwing this out there. I don't care how much you got to use your powers. Dude's walking barefoot on New York City subway trains.
oh yeah,
He's
Yeah,
catching
bro.
something.
Yeah,
Just
he's
walk
oh my
wherever.
God.
You know he walked through a puddle of piss.
I was like, look, when I saw him walking barefoot just at the beginning of the movie, I was like, yo, this is wild.
That's where most of the budget went, was just cleaning the floor where he had to walk. It's like, no, we're gonna have to spend like 80 grand on
This
this
is wild.
little
Which also,
piece of
I
paper.
thought this was this is a missed opportunity to just use like Craven, the hunter. So use somebody with a
Well, they're gonna kill
skill
him, so-
set that, for hunting them, like he's trying to track them. So now we don't have to use all this stupid, I'm gonna kill a CIA agent and steal her password. And like nobody's just gonna. So now that she's dead, nobody's gonna close out her password or anything like that. No, we're just gonna, let that ride like a Facebook page. Like that's what the CIA does. They just let her fucking account just keep going, and
Also,
nobody worries about it.
what shitty CIA director is like, I should really bring my ID card to unlock all national
my
security
work badge
to the opera,
To the opera, yeah.
No
That was
big
one
deal.
of my favorite scenes in the movie.
Or how about this? How just about this? I'm gonna just leave with this dude I don't know who sat next to me at this place that I didn't intend on being with anyone, and suck his dick and give him my information.
Who's clearly like a foreign agent too.
Right?
Yeah,
Like this motherfucker is like, he's like throwing his voice like it's like your voice isn't matching up with your lips right now.
He ordered a martini shaken and not stirred. Like this dude he's clearly a spy of some sort.
There was one moment in that scene where she felt like she realized, like the actress realized what kind of movie she was in, where he was like, I've seen my death a million times in my dreams. She's like, okay.
Yeah. What she didn't want to say was, you haven't slept a million times, my guy. Nobody has slept a million times.
My friend.
Yes.
Please go.
I was going to ask you guys, because about that, like what? So I understand that he is trying to kill them because he's having dreams of the Spider Woman killing him, right?
Right.
Like, that's
by the
what's
way,
going on.
By throwing him out a window, which, dude, he doesn't have got webs, but just grab the fucking wall, man.
Yeah, so like what is the so why why doesn't he just like not just get killed? Like why are they going to kill him?
That's the
That's
thing.
a very good question.
That's a great question. They don't address that, but I'm not mad at them not addressing that. The thing that they should have addressed is why not, like the girl in the chair. She, even if they continue with the storyline that they did, she should have just said, like, why don't we just leave him alone? You know, like, why don't we just not mess with these people? Because you literally are trying to avoid getting killed by these people. Okay, you figure out who they are, but why not just not ever involve yourself with them and keep a monitor on them? You know, you monitoring them.
Yeah, like
keep monitoring them, and then just go about your goddamn life. Try to be a good person. Try to not make no bad decisions because you see that what's gonna happen. Like, clearly, if I do something more bad, I'm gonna get shot or I'm gonna get kicked out the window by these bitches. They're gonna do a fucking what was it? The comedian.
Watchmen.
Yeah. Comedian. They're gonna pull a comedian on me.
Okay, like two things. Like, one, like they could have done a very interesting thing where they could have like sort of explored the time machine sort of aspects. Like, the more you try to avoid your fate, the more you get closer to it. Kind of thing is like,
they kind of tried to do that.
Yeah, they kind of
said he was running away from his fate, but it fucked up because it came from a nigga with an ascot on. That's why. It didn't land.
But yeah, that like just poor writing just wasn't able to execute that which was what they were trying to do. But another thing that has to be asked. Another thing that has to be asked. I have to hear what you have to feel about this, Jeff. Why would 3 superheroes cold-bloodedly murder?
Well, yeah, that's what I'm like.
It is fucking
like, why are they like going to kill him like that?
Because why are you just straight up?
What I've seen,
they didn't take him to jail.
Reading the plot synopsis, it sounds like they actually just like snuck up on this dude.
They ran up in his crib, dog. They ran up in his crib. They ate a sandwich. They got some chips. They got a little scoop of ice cream and put their feet up on his table, and then they also killed him in cold blood. They ate some cereal, okay?
Well,
they
so
popped some
what I
popcorn.
understand,
That's pretty good.
From what I understand, it was actually because they were also mad at the terrible aging process, which is, I guess, just putting flour in the fucker's hair. That was it. They were like, okay, yeah, you're 70 now. All right, we should kill you.
His hair was.
There's no fucking reason. It's all stupid, and not just
his
hair
has enough gray in it.
Don't kill. Yeah, and not just superheroes don't kill. Spider-Man, the whole thing. The whole, like, the superior, like his whole thing, his mantra, when I'm around, no one dies. There's even the Superior Spider-Man comic. He comes back. Green Goblin's about to fall to his death, and he saves him anyway. Yeah. Why? Because when I'm around, no one.
And these guys are fucking loving it.
That's what I was about to say. They not only to your point, Jeff, when he's not killed, but the times he has, he's been devastated.
Just
look at these bitches. These bitches is like, yeah, so nigga. Yeah,
they're
nigga.
Sitting there like, you know what?
And you
I feel hot now.
These motherfuckers look evil as shit, dude. It seems like that would be such an actually more interesting story if this was kind of more of a villain origin story type of
right?
It's
like, how did we keep these heroes from
what if that? Yeah, see, if that had been the twist. What if? See, that should have been the twist. You know what I'm saying? That they actually are the bad guys, right? Like,
they're not. One, they're not smart enough to come up with that. Two, Nine, can you do me a favor? I just realized something. Nine, can you look up the Superior Octopus?
Superior Octopus.
Make sure you got your filters right, because
right, like what are you
maybe Marvel. So There's a storyline where Otto
Great
Octavius takes over Peter's body. Then later on, Peter takes it back, and he ends up putting his brain into a clone that he had made, and he goes on to be the superior octopus. And it is one of their fucking costumes. That's the costume of Isabella Merced. The fucking gray and green. She's the superior. No. Keep going.
No.
Like, so the one where it was the three of them standing there, the one on the left.
Okay, that's her.
And when you see her attacking, her machine and shit is green. I just realized that shit. They just gave her. Now she's fucking Otto Octavius. Like,
that's very.
I don't know who the fuck. To be honest with you, I don't know who the fuck he's supposed to be.
Yeah, let me know in the let us know in the comments if you guys know if there's actually an Isabella Merced in the. Or no, sorry, not an Anya.
They're all supposed to be Spider-Woman at some point, but none of them are even the biggest Spider-Woman, Jessica Drew.
Right.
Jessica Drew, the OG.
How about none of this should have happened? Let's just talk about how.
Like, why Madam Web? Why this?
And that's just what I was saying at the beginning.
9, if you want to see a real bad costume, you got to find her in her Madam Web costume.
Can you bring back up Madam Web, like from the comic? Can you just pull that back up?
The old, like basically the Aunt May, the Spider Aunt May.
The reason I'm talking about this is because, to your point, 9, why Madam Web? Look at this.
Right.
Look at this is what she does.
That's
now, for y'all who are like wondering what else this lady does in the comic books, this is it. This is it. Yeah. She does not get up. She is blind, which we were going to get to. Why, like, they do make her blind in this movie, but it doesn't happen until the end. We will talk about that in a second. But why? What makes you think you can make this happen? Like, the most talented writer of all time is not going to be able to write a good Madam Web movie. The bitch can't walk.
Yeah, it's so interesting.
It's one of the things it's kind of why I hate Venom so much. It's one of the reasons I hate Venom so much. And I hate this now so much. Like, beyond this being a bad movie, it means we can never see Madam Web in the MCU.
I'm sorry, I'm yelling, everybody. I'm sorry, I'm yelling.
They're both.
I'm sorry. I took.
You remind me of Dave Chappelle.
I'm sorry, I yelled.
I'm sorry, I yelled. But yeah, like, he's both Venom and like Madam Web in very different ways are so integral to just like the relationship with Peter Parker as a character. It's so disappointing that we're not going to be able to see like a cool story in live action with these characters because they're so cool. Yep. This is like so fucking bad. No one's gonna want to touch this character.
Let me tell you something.
For like 50.
There's niggas who never. This is what I be talking about: the integrity of
comic book Dakota movies. Johnson.
Like, we really, you know what it is? Let me just go on a small tangent. 40 seconds. All the other genres of movies have people who protect that genre of movies. We have no one who tries to protect, or no group of people who are trying to protect comic book movies. Like, if at the beginning of drama movies, if all of the drama movies was just fucking garbage, nobody would have been making drama movies no more. They just stick to making war movies because war movies were huge, westerns and all that shit. Like, we talking about what was big at that time. Like, if comedy movies didn't do well in theaters back in the day, like because that was a thing, like a new thing, they wouldn't keep doing that shit. It would just be like some underground shit that we don't really talk about. You know what I mean?
Bill, we actively have directors fighting against comic book, but talk about how I hate comic book movies.
Right, but that's because they're trying to protect. That's what I'm talking about. The people who protect their genres. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah,
they got maybe you would call it gatekeepers, but like I'm thinking more like elders, the
at
people
least
who
like
pass
holding
it
a bar, setting a foundation. You know,
that's one of the things.
And
that,
they just play around with the fucking comic book movies like it ain't nothing.
Well, that's one of the things that I was so surprised about when the MCU like first started, because like the Sony is just like Sony and DC, both superhero studios who are failing miserably in the last few years with their just super mediocre movies. The one thing that they didn't really catch on to, which was like one of the things I caught on when the MCU first got started, is like, oh, they're getting a lot of Academy Award winning actors to headline movies. It's like,
which is why Scorsese's are mad, because now I can't get my movie greenlit because the guys that I would have in my movie,
I gotta pay them how much?
I gotta wait. No, I just can't even get them for 3, 4, 5 years out because Disney got them in a 10-year contract that says that they can't do anything until they done with this. And then if they have to do a reshoot, it's in my contract. I gotta leave in this shoot and go do this.
However, if you're in DC, you don't even have enough negotiating power to get your main man to shave his mustache.
Man, exactly.
And also DC is filled with villains, like you got Amber Heard, you got Ezra Miller.
Oh my God.
You got you got actually like just
they should be doing great. Like it should be doing great with all that.
Oh shit,
they should have great.
And you know who they had before both of them? Kevin Spacey.
Oh yeah, that's right. Which hot take.
He has been adjudicated.
He's kind of the best Lex Luthor, even though he's a terrible human being.
He was a great Lex Luthor.
That was a terrible movie.
I hate
that. Was a terrible movie.
It was a terrible movie.
Not a good movie.
That was a terrible movie.
This is bad.
No, it's a terrible movie.
It's a bad
movie.
I actually just binged My Adventures with Superman, and that's fantastic.
Oh, I need to watch that
with the cartoon.
The cartoon.
Yeah. I watched that, and I watched Justice League, and then I watched Justice League Unlimited. See, I'll be watching all them cartoons.
Lex Luthor as the Flash.
DC animation goes hard. Harley Quinn goes hard too.
DC animation kills it. But we got to stick to this garbage.
I've already like, reading the plot synopsis and like hearing this conversation, I already feel like I've written a better movie in my head, right?
Right. No. Yeah.
And I feel
but it just doesn't involve.
This is my pitch. This is my pitch, right?
Okay.
I think it could.
All right.
You make it about the Spider Women, right? Or like these characters, these three, but you make it a psychological thriller. So because it sounds like she can see the future, he can see the future or some shit, right? And then these girls don't know who to trust. So it, and that would be a very creepy and intense situation to be in.
About two sentences of the movie.
But this is the problem. This is the problem you would have in that movie. And I'm not saying it wouldn't be better than this movie. I'm just saying this is the problem.
You could film them all taking a shit and it'd be a better movie.
No. Because you'd have one problem. You'd have one problem even with the shit movie. Because you'd have to explain how she gets paralyzed and how she gets blind. And in my opinion, they never explained how she gets paralyzed.
Not at all.
She fell into the goddamn water. She fell into the Hudson, and then she fucking got paralyzed.
Trying to create an origin story for this character and not making it rated R seems like an impossible task.
Well,
like how do you make an origin story for someone who is paralyzed and like maimed and blinded, and you have to like still keep it a PG-13 rating? Like what?
That's the trick, because what they should have done was she falls from the roof, she hits like back to corner of the dock, goes into the water. It would have had to be rated R.
No,
I mean,
no.
That would
all right, since we're all throwing out our Spider-Man, our Madam Web version of what should have happened. The only way
my version of what should have happened is a plane should have landed on her and she should have died.
This movie shouldn't have been made the way it is, obviously. And the only way for you to do a Madam Web movie is if, yes, you could keep these other three Spider Women, but you have this Madam Web as she is in the comic books, interacting with these women and, you know, having some storyline where these women have to do something that Madam Web is trying to help them out with, which is what she does in the comic books with Spider-Man and other characters. So to me, that's the only way you could make a real Spider-Woman, I mean, a Madam Web movie and have it where it doesn't have Spider-Man, but you still get like that Spider-Man vibe.
Yeah.
But to me, I just don't think that they wanted to make that movie because this movie one was made so they can keep the rights to Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That's first off. That's the only reason they keep making all these movies, because they see Big Daddy Dick Disney and he over there looking like,
he's like, oh,
can't wait to that bitch. I can't wait to that nigga fuck up because I'm gonna get that bitch. You know what I'm saying? And so,
to your point,
pooping's better than this movie, and Madam Web should die. Were those the points? Because those are my points.
To my point.
To your point, rewriting the movie. You got your own pitch. You got your own pitch. You got a better pitch for the movie? Or?
No, my pitch is the best one. You ain't gotta do it. You can't beat
my pitch is the best one. Psychological thriller. Psychological thriller.
Yeah.
Only if your version has her already blind and paralyzed.
Right. Make her a villain too. Make her a villain.
I don't want to do that. You're taking me away from my source material.
So,
just to talk about like the action in the movie, because like you did point out an interesting fact, like.
No. Go ahead.
This movie could have been like kind of like Next or like Knowing.
That's where I thought they were going with it. I thought they were going to go in the next direction. I thought they were going to do that, which would have been way better.
But yeah, like it didn't really go in that direction. But what do you guys think of the action? Because me personally, I feel like it was just like these four women.
Go ahead, Jeff, because I got a good story.
That's also funny because I've actually never seen any of the. I haven't heard or like seen any action scenes of this movie.
They got some action.
So here's the thing: they suck.
Okay.
The action scenes are like, I'm holding your hand, now you're dying of poison, and then it's like, I'm Ezekiel pulling the cops, but you don't see him doing it, and like attacking the cops, but you don't see him doing it. She attacks Ezekiel. She drives a car into him. Okay, and then that fight scene's over. And then spoiler, the end, she drives a fucking ambulance through a wall, off a second floor, crushes him. And then he blows up. Fine, walks away. But then he dies because a literal just letter P from Pepsi Cola falls on him. Ambulance enough to crush him.
Is this what Bill Major's talking about here?
Yep.
A certain product got a hell of an action scene.
Yeah.
An ambulance, a fully loaded ambulance, not enough to crush him, but a P from a Pepsi sign enough to crush him.
Yeah.
And then leading up to that, it's like, hey, let's run through a fireworks factory after we light all the fireworks. And then when Madam Web finally uses her power in an action scene, and then when Madam Web finally uses her power in an action scene, there's two ways it could have gone. Neither are the way that makes sense. The first way is she does the next thing where like, oh, I see myself doing this, I see myself doing that, which then she only could have saved one. Or two, she does astral projection, but then you can't interact with anything physical. They still don't make sense.
Yeah, let's talk about the third act.
Dude did Ascot dude did say she. Oh well, actually, it's the Narcos guy. It's the dude from Narcos. Nobody here is probably on this.
Oh, he was the narco.
Actually,
he was the narco. He was the narco who survived. And he was the one because actually, in real life, the character he played. Man, we ain't talking about this shit. We're not talking about that. I will keep getting off on
when responsibility comes. So
what was the question?
Power.
Oh no. So the action
bullshit fights.
Action.
Let me get into this.
Action boss.
Look, because I watched a lot of the interviews because I was like, yo, what are the actors saying? Right? Like, what are people saying?
There was your shirt.
Where? What?
That one in the picture you showed up, pulled up of her in the forest. She's got your shirt tied around her waist.
Oh, let's see here.
All right,
is it
left.
this one right
That
here?
one. Yep, there you go, bud. Told you. She literally.
Oh.
Yep.
There it is. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm
You
not
really
like
were
that.
wearing the costume.
That actually is a different shirt than what she's wearing in the. That's because she has a jacket on in the other.
She's
That's
in
actually
Peru,
different. But
so this makes sense.
But Nine's got
I'm
the
doing
right
more.
look.
I'm doing more of her look right here.
Nine's got.
her
But you
New
got
York
on.
City
You
vibe.
got on her outfit. You still got on her outfit. But hold on. So I know, but I'm talking about like I just
The
fight scene at the
I'll
fight.
have to
No, you're
understand.
talking
I
about
have-
the cast of the
hold on.
actors actually.
No,
You're
hold on,
saying?
man. No, I'm not talking about that. Fuck
Those
them bitches.
dresses are better costumes than the
Fuck them
entire movie.
bitches, man. Fuck that goddamn shit. I'm talking about the action scenes.
Yeah.
So
You were talking about an interview.
I was watching it. I was watching the interview. So I have to stop because I have to breathe, man. I'm upset. I was talking about the action scenes. I was watching the interviews, and Dakota Johnson had an interview. And all these interviews really have revealed something to me that nobody has asked any questions about the movie. Really, like the director was talking about, and Dakota Johnson has another interview where they talk about her having action scenes, like she can drive, like she's got stunt car.
Yeah.
She did most of her stunt driving.
Yeah, she did all the stunt driving that we see with the ambulance. And so, and like they said that, she like whipped it in a 180 and parked the car. And I was like, well, then that bitch should have been the stunt driver then, because she shouldn't have been acting in this motherfucking movie. I can tell you that right the fuck now. Okay. So and then the director says, she was absolutely a pivotal part of this movie because of that skill that she had. Ain't nobody talking about no acting in this movie. Like nobody says in any of the interviews, nobody's talking about performances in this movie, which is what you hear.
The line read from the trailer went viral. Of like,
which wasn't in the movie.
Panning.
That line was not in the movie.
She was in the Peruvian forest when she was researching spiders, and
right before she died,
or some shit like that. And it's like literally the way I just said it is exactly how she said it in the trailer.
She actually talks like this in all of the interviews, trying to talk like this. And
well, I mean, depression's a thing.
She's doing it. I think she's doing it as a put on. She doesn't talk like that. She's just doing it for the the promo and doing it for this movie work because she's trying to be like this.
Is that Shameik? Is that Miles?
A little bit short.
I don't know who this nigga is because he ain't in this movie. I can tell you that much. It ain't no black,
which makes him smarter than everyone else.
Except Mike Epps. No, Mike Epps and Adam Scott. Shout out to y'all. Got that bag. I bet you a good amount of the money that's on this budget is those two guys right there. Because I'm telling you, man.
My friend who saw this before me, she pointed out something that I didn't think about, and I'm so excited for. Adam Scott is often on How Did This Get Made?
Yes.
He probably got.
I will love the episode where he is bashing this fucking movie.
No, he probably got it in his contract. He can't talk about this for about 2 years. But I'm just saying, so
they will wait to let.
No, I know. I'm saying, so you'll probably. I was going to say you'll probably have to wait, but you will get that episode.
On How Did This Get Made, they rarely talk about comic book movies. This is the last we'll talk about somebody else's shit, but they rarely talk about comic book movies. Like Justice League Snyder Cut was like one of the only comic book movies. Like
they'll make an exception.
This isn't a comic book movie. Fuck that. This is a fucking student film. This is The Room with $100 million budget. That's what we were watching. I felt like there were scenes where I felt like I was watching You're Tearing Me Apart. Oh, hi, Mom.
This is an affront to all that is good in the world.
Yes. like honestly, the Ezekiel Sims is Tommy Wiseau in this movie.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
he's totally,
and
like,
his 80 yards all off.
Yeah.
And he can't look, dog. Let me tell you something.
he's the same.
We talking shit about this movie right now. 5 years from now, there will be a re-release in Los Angeles, Chicago, New York, and Austin. And guess what they're gonna be doing? Watching this and saying all the lines, throwing shit at the fucking camera. Fucking when he gets up and he says, "I one day I'm going to die." Nigga, everybody is going to die one day. Like,
right?
What are you saying? You woke up just saying, one day.
Also,
she's like, "Are you okay?" He's like, "One day I'm going."
Why does she stay in the bed? He literally goes, "Every night I dream of these 3 women killing me," and she's just like, "You want to bang some more?"
Yeah, I'd be like,
Hey, some people
And
have no
she's the director of the
let me tell you
NSA.
something. If I'm having a one night stand, and for my case, a female pops up and is like, "Oh, I'm not, I don't know you. I'm not getting up like that."
Well, it's about time for me to hit that old dusty trail.
If she pop up like that, I'm like, if I am concerned, if I'm actually concerned about how she's doing and what is going on, I'm just gonna get up and leave. Like, I'm like, "Hey, you know what? I forgot that I got somewhere to be. Actually,
I forgot that I don't want to be here."
Actually,
So this is I got a question about this because
never see
this
it.
is
Never seen it.
No.
Okay, you don't see this.
But do me a favor. Look up look up Dakota Johnson, Madam Web in costume, because you do see
This is her in
costume. No. The one at the end of the movie is worse.
This is not actually
The one at the end of the movie
This
is
is
so much
not
worse.
actually something
is-
she wears.
It is so much
This
worse.
is on the IMDb page. Okay, well, like this is where it gets confusing for me because what you guys are saying is that they get these suits in the future, right?
Yeah.
Or like
Yeah.
costumes, right?
Uh-huh.
So
See if
isn't
you
that
can
like
just
when she gets
find-
these suits? Isn't she blind and paralyzed?
Yeah, but
like I'm
so
saying,
why
wait, I don't want to
Is
tell
this
you
a
anymore
promotional
until
thing?
I don't
if,
want to tell
like,
you anymore
She's
until you
standing up
find this
and
picture.
clearly is not fucking blind here.
I
So
don't want to tell
when does this happen?
nine. I need you to find this picture.
Okay,
I-
hold on.
I am-
I'm
am
just like
spoiling-
I'm like
oh
very
my
confused.
God,
I
it's
saw this
so
on
no, but
amazing.
you know what?
Okay.
You sound like a child who just found out about the Holocaust, and you're trying to find out.
Like, why did this happen?
No, I'm just like wondering.
Why did
because,
everyone
like,
let this happen?
From what you guys just told me, this doesn't
Okay.
fucking make any goddamn sense.
I know,
Yes.
I'm
Welcome to
like-
this movie.
And why is this a promotional image?
I'm telling you. All right,
Standing
nine.
up.
Find this
Let's just-
picture. Find the picture of her in
At least-
costume at the end of the movie.
Get it?
But
Looking like
while
this.
that's happening, Nine, by the way,
Okay. All right,
this
all
is
right.
what happens. She falls off a building into water and then doesn't try and swim at all. And then
I don't know what to
one lone firework hits her in the temple,
which is impossible.
and
He
she's
went through
fine.
the water.
And she's 100% fine. Sydney Sweeney dives in after her. She's still 100% fine. Then the second they get her on dry land, scars everywhere. She's fine, and I'm telling you, she doesn't even have a bruise in the water. Then the second she's on dry land, it's all cut up, and she's got 2 cataracts eyes.
Yeah, cataracts. Already cataracts.
And she's paralyzed. And
Well,
she's paralyzed.
another point is, well, I'm just saying. Go ahead. Go ahead.
By this. I'm just okay.
I just want to say real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, she does get shot in the face with a firework, and I guess that makes her blind, and she just does this thing. But we also saw
why is she paralyzed though.
we
We've
have no idea.
already touched on that
Because she got hit in the face with a firework.
Yeah, you got hit in the face with
It's
a
the
firework.
firework in the
they
face,
show
that's
she's
it.
paralyzed.
But earlier
Yeah.
in this action
Did she see the
sequence,
future?
I am
earlier,
I am actively seeing
Why did you didn't
I
see
am
that coming?
actively seeing myself in the movie theater through 9.
you didn't see
What
that
the
coming. Earlier in the movie, we
Right,
see a
quick
firework. Yeah. Earlier in the movie, we see a firework blast through a fucking solid brick wall.
Yeah.
So
Right?
if that firework
That's
should have
true.
gone through the.
That's
through
true.
The,
That
the
is
fucking
true.
forehead.
But actually, no, to that point, if it hit her in the face, she'd be dead.
Yeah, she'd be.
I mean, she just would be
Oh my
fucking dead because
What
it
do I
did
search
explode through a fucking. You're right. It did
Yeah, it
explode through a brick
a
wall.
brick wall.
So I will give you that point. They already established these are some powerful fireworks.
Powerful.
But in that same vein,
Oh, God, I
it
can't.
just would bust through her goddamn skull and she would
Also-
be dead.
Also, she does her best Captain America, just picks up a piece of like cement or some shit and just like starts like knocking him away like she's a fuck. Oh my God, it was amazing.
Right? Yeah, it was.
Okay, so is she like, so she does have like super strength or something then?
No.
No.
The fuck are you guys talking about?
Also, Nine, there's also a scene.
I swear
where
to God, I
Ezekiel-
swear to God, he sounds like
There's
a
also
kid
a
who's
scene
learning about the
where,
Holocaust. I swear to God. He is like, wait, aren't Jewish people white too?
There's also
Aren't they
a
white
scene,
too? What are you
Not-
talking about? What is going on?
Nine, there's also a scene where a missile firework is coming at Ezekiel, and he just does this. And it just goes flying off, and it takes out a helicopter.
Which I liked. I liked that. I did like that.
There's
Because, look,
I've been-
okay, we establishing that this dude is
like-
strong. You know what I
So
mean?
he has super
Yeah,
strength.
to bring it
Yes.
down to bring it to like
So,
story.
but they were
things,
bitten
like,
by the same spider.
No.
I
so
mean,
That is not
here's-
actually.
here's-
Hold on.
Here's the
Well,
important. So,
Okay.
like, yeah, let to break it down to story things. Yeah, like, Ezekiel is the only person other than Cassie who has spider powers. She doesn't have any super strength or anything
'Cause she
like
didn't
that.
get
She
bit.
just has clairvoyance.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, the other characters like they haven't gotten any spider powers.
Because why
they don't
explain
get any
why that
spider
happened?
powers in the whole movie.
Why explain how that's going to happen? Why? Why do that?
No point.
They do it like I guess like a sort of like interesting thing where like they showed the power levels of his character, but also like they don't really like the whole movie is just people avoiding shit so things can happen on top of Ezekiel. Like they like Dakota Johnson just like sort of stands there, looks at him and says, "Yeah, come on." Yeah, and then
No, it's Tum Tum stuff.
eventually some like
This is-
rubble will fall
It's
on
Tum
top
Tum
of her.
fight. Remember we talked about this with Double Dragon.
Yeah, it's very
Tum Tum.
It's
It's
Tum Tum fighting.
Y'all remember Three Ninjas?
Double Dragon.
So in Three Ninjas, all of the characters, I mean, all of the brothers can actually do martial arts and have a martial arts background, except for Tum Tum.
Yeah.
Everybody in the movie got martial arts background, except for the little
Tum.
fat
Yeah.
boy Tum Tum. And so all of his action scenes are just him doing goofy stuff, like hitting them with a teddy bear and gumballs flying all over the ground. And, you know what I'm saying?
Jelly beans in the throat.
Jelly
which
beans.
defeats the big
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
All right,
total
nine.
Tum Tum.
Nine. I wasn't able
Yeah.
to find the full outfit, but just check our chat and Instagram to see her glasses.
Her glasses.
The glasses
Yep.
are great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. He's talking about damn.
Yeah, and like at the end of the movie, because like she does have this accident where she inexplicably gets paralyzed, but I guess sort of explained she gets blinded. She's sitting up at the hospital, and
I can see more than ever.
yeah, let's skip the hospital. Let's just go to like the very last scene. Yeah, like
Wait a minute, what were you about to say in the hospital? Because I just forgot about it.
well, in the hospital, they're celebrating her being alive, and then also
and
that-
Ben being born.
that,
I mean, Peter.
Peter being born, and they're just like, Ben's really excited about being an uncle. You know, all the fun, none of the responsibility. And Cassandra Webb, Cassandra Webb is like, that's what he thinks. He doesn't know he's about to be murdered. Like she's just like so coy about knowing the future.
Oh yes, let's just talk about those things. How the fuck she was so fucking. That's what I'm saying, man. Even if that was a line, some of these lines, dog.
Yeah.
Even if those are the lines, she is fucking it up. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
they're supposed to be lines where she is trying to be funny, but they don't even. She doesn't even deliver the lines in a way where you would even think that they're funny. Like she delivers it just like Alex just said. Like, oh yeah, it's because he's gonna be murdered. Like the fuck. And she talks about. They ask her about her mom. She's like, oh. She died.
That's genuine.
But
That's
she
genuinely
doesn't know.
Wait, 9. The point, the one they're talking about is she's at Mary's baby shower, and they're like, "Oh, Cassie, tell us a fun story about your mom." And she goes, "Oh, she died," and then points at the pregnant woman's stomach.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is the moment.
She lied.
What?
Well, she said she died in childbirth and
Thank you.
pointed right at her like.
This is the moment where
Not at her face, at her fucking baby mom.
I was a baby and like just like your stomach.
this is the moment where I was like, okay, I would like Dakota Johnson just belongs in a different movie because like
Different movie.
this is a bad movie in general, but she's totally miscast for this.
Miscast my ass.
But I like this scene because like she genuinely made me laugh at this moment where she's like making these awkward jokes about just like everybody's asking about like, oh, name a moment from your childhood where you loved your mom, and it just gets so awkward. I thought that I was in a romantic comedy in like the first 15 minutes, where before you like the girl gets her act together and she meets the guy of their dreams. It just like it felt so romantic.
Yeah, I would agree with that if that movie had a girl who couldn't fucking act.
Okay, so
yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm so pissed I can't find her. So
that's what I was going to ask.
There's also
trying to find her
scene.
final costume.
Yes,
because this is my main question. I want to go back to this because like actually like pissing me off a little bit, right? Because you're saying that she's not in this costume ever.
No.
Okay. It's saying here that this is the first look at Madam Web's final costume.
Well, can I?
That's what we call
product placement stuff.
Well, can I just speak? Can I speak to that? Can I speak to that? I already really said that earlier. You asked a question earlier. Is this false advertising? And you've got the picture right on up there right now that shows
advertisement.
It's false advertising. And I thought the movie was gonna be bad regardless. Even though the way that they advertised it, I thought the movie was gonna be bad.
And you know, it's funny, like because there was a report that came out. I can't remember what our news publication did it, but they were talking about how Sony spirits at the Sony productions are like really low right now because like they honestly thought they had a hit on their hands.
No, they didn't. That is a lie. You know why spirits are bad? Didn't nobody get paid enough to make this garbage?
Correct.
But they also thought
this is all the promotional images. Like
spirits are bad at Sony because
no, what were you about to say, man?
Well, I'm just saying, like I'm just still mystified by this because this is all of the promotional images.
Well, it's also hard to tell because it's just an astral projection. She's like fading in and out while surrounded by the girls. Also,
so it looks more like that cartoon version that they got up there, but with some hater blockers on.
Yeah,
with this one
hater blockers.
There's also a scene before you
hear.
Holy guacamole!
Calling a producer T.
Good morning, Japan.
Live from Tokyo.
It's actually
straight
in the afternoon here. I'm real hungover.
Afternoon, Japan.
Oh yeah.
Producer T got the Burt Reynolds pose right now, just like.
Right?
You said what time is it right now? No,
it's 4 in the afternoon.
It's 4 in the afternoon.
4 o'clock tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow.
How is it?
God, I went to bed at like 9 last night out drinking.
Oh Jesus!
9 in the morning.
Roll Tide. 9 in the morning. Because there's like, I was like, wait, there's 9 p.m. bars closed. The bars close at like 4 or 5, but then there's like bars for the bartenders to go to. So they were closed like in the morning. So we ended up going there.
Okay. Damn, they let you win?
yeah, of course.
Well, they let rappers in. They let rappers in, They let rappers in.
You know, Japan's always tech forward. They want to see a clone.
You're right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
When are you coming back to us, Terry?
The 6th.
You still got a while.
Are you gonna? Well, hopefully they don't hold you at the airport because we've been talking shit about Japanese-made films.
We have not been kind to Madam Web.
Actually, Sony has their studios like in Culver City here, and I've actually met people who work at Sony. You know what I'm saying? And they've quit recently because they said that it's depressing. Like they work really, really hard and get paid average pay. Like you would be really surprised by how much these people who making these billion, like, you know, from the ground up, making $1 billion movies and getting paid dick.
There's no trickle down economics in entertainment.
And they have no union.
Yeah.
Right, Alex, because that works in the real world too. Okay.
Oh no, it totally works in the real world. I'm Reaganomics forever. But producer T, did you see Madam Web at all?
No, I've just been like watching videos about how terrible it is. And
they're
meeting
all
video
correct.
about it, and I was, how does he get it? They're spider people, and she works with Ben Parker. What the fuck?
I watched the pitch meeting one, and it was what did he say? He had a really funny line, like one of the like funniest jokes I've heard on YouTube. He said, talking about the costumes at the end, and he's like, "Oh, well, if it's not in the movie, don't you think it's misleading?" And he was like, "No, it's actually female led, they call it." And I was like, "That is that's really good.
That's a good one.
It's not. Don't you think it's misleading? No, they call it female led." I was like, "That is
that is good." But you know what? That
gotta love those plays on words.
Yeah, that is a good joke. That was a good joke. But it's it's speaking to the guys who always trying to say somebody's woke because they got women in something. I don't think it's woke to have a woman or a whole female-led cast. No, I'm just saying that is what the joke is speaking.
Well,
to.
like because he's like in the, you watched the pitch meeting, right?
Right.
So
Yeah.
Like,
I know. Yeah. That's why I'm speaking. That's why I'm saying it is a great joke. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Like, it is a great joke.
Producers that are like, oh, we're just going to put women in this to try to get a different audience, but we're not going to try to like actually write a movie.
Yeah, but that ain't what happened here.
Mm-hmm.
That ain't what happened here. I'm like, that's what I'm trying to say is that, like, I'm not giving this movie any excuses because that is what the publicity has been. That's what the conversation has been media wise around this film, trying to make it where it's nobody's fault. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, well, this happened and this happened and this happened. Well, it's it wasn't my fault. What? You know what? It was just a bad script. Like, hey, I didn't even know it was Marvel. Like, no, man. Y'all didn't come prepared to do a job. You were unprofessional. And look, those 3 girls that were the Spider Women, best actors in the movie, unfortunately. Like the reason I say unfortunately, because they not really even utilized. Like we've talked about, they not in their suits. We don't see any skills that any of them really, like, you know what I'm saying? Like if it's not like the Ninja Turtles, you got different skills. Like I can do this and I can do that.
Right.
Like, nothing is ever really dug in too deep with them. So why? So it doesn't matter that they do a decent job as acting in this movie.
Well, that's what I'm saying for like my pitch. Make it about them, right? Like they're
right.
going.
That's what I agreed with you. Yeah, because I said put Madam Web paralyzed and blind at the beginning as her actual character, as she's supposed to be, as she helps these characters.
Yeah,
right.
And then you got the other guy, and it's like a duel of fates type of situation, trying to control the future of these like 3 young women.
Right.
And
while they try to kill Peter Parker. Right. Like, yes, you know what I'm saying? All of that.
You even reminded me in this movie, Sydney Sweeney's character says, I know Taekwondo. And they don't do anything.
Never does it.
She never fights anybody.
Never even tries to fight anybody.
Why did you even say that?
And actually, she said it in a time where nobody was talking about none of that.
Nothing at
all. She just said
I'm going to say
like
something right here. You know what? Look at Sydney Sweeney, right?
Yeah.
He's a smoke show, for sure.
Amazing. But like the thing about it is like, if you're going to make the movie like bad like this, then why and like get some of the hottest actors working today, right? Like, you know,
except
why then just like not make it like sexy, right?
Well,
just like
because it is still kids, like it is still a kids movie.
Actually, well, but that brings up another point. That brings up another point. Look at the other 2 girls. They're the ones showing skin and they got midriff going and everything. It's like, if you want to like have one character sexualized.
No, it's the same thing. No, it's first of all, look, that was look. It's the Christina Ricci of Hollywood. Like that is what they do. Just take, because she's supposed to be playing a young girl. They tape her boobs down. They don't show her body, because if they did, it would give away the plot. It would give away the fact, like, you know, the suspension of disbelief. Like
she's all that effect where she's like, oh, you take off her glasses, then she's hot.
Right. Well, no. If you untape her boobs, then she's running down all these scenes. She's going. So I'm just speaking to why they don't do that, and also secondly, this is a kids movie. This is Spider-Man. You can't get
like there's
sexy.
I'm just saying, like,
what kids
I'm saying, like,
being pitched to, like,
right?
We got Spider-Man at home kids or some shit.
Well, I mean, Spider-Man
like Transformers is a kids movie too, but you still got like fan service with like Megan Fox and some shit like that, right?
That's because you have a basic rapist making that movie. That's different.
Yeah, he actually asked her to car is his audition, but I will say, like, real quick, like, beyond just like, you know, she's obviously super attractive, and they weirdly tried to take this like smoke show of a person and make her the mousy like meek person of the group. She's also not utilizing her skills. Like, I've only seen one movie of hers, like Reality, and she's really, really good in that. And I just don't feel like they utilized her like for her skills. I don't feel like this is her wheelhouse for like the best way to express her, like her
like I've seen like Sydney Sweeney in Euphoria, and she like it was great. That's what I'm saying. Like, it would be so interesting to have her like more of like almost like a final girl character, because she can like play up like the fright and like kind of angst a bit. So why not lean into?
Well, look, like, let me tell you something. Don't get it twisted. Just because she's standing next to Dakota Johnson, that makes Dakota Johnson a good actress. Let me tell you something. She's not the main character in this movie. Dakota Johnson is the main character, and she does terribly. I don't know why you're not just gonna say that. You have not said it one time.
I said that she was miscast for this movie.
No, see, miscast. What have you seen her in that you like? You was like, damn, she's great.
Social Network. She was incredible, and she made me laugh. And
incredible. There is barely any women in that movie.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't know she was in there. I know Rashida Jones is in that movie, and I thought that was the only woman in that movie.
I'm just saying you said incredible, so I'm just trying to figure out what was the scene that made her like incredible. That's a big word.
I maybe incredible is too high of a praise, but like, she made me laugh, and every time I watch that movie, and every time I watch that scene, she makes me laugh.
No,
and
David Fincher made you laugh.
And to your credit, like, David Fincher is a great director. He gets great performances out of people.
Actually, David Fincher is his
really
favorite.
Great writing.
Yeah, great. My favorite director. But I feel like she falls in the Aubrey Plaza level of acting.
You are fucking so disrespectful.
Okay.
like I can see what you're saying, because deadpanish type of.
No, she's not. But that's not who she. That's not how she acts. That's not how she is in real life. So that's why it doesn't work. She is. That's what she's doing.
That's kind of like what I picked up from her.
She's doing that in this movie, not in any other movie. I don't like that. That's what I'm saying. So like, she's trying to do a Aubrey Plaza impersonation. She's not in that. Man, Aubrey Plaza is really like that. She's actually like that. So that's what makes her. That's what makes her.
And it's also it's her signature, whereas Dakota Fanning, that's not. Or Dakota Johnson. It's not. She's like she.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, let's get Dakota Fanning as
I mean, you guys. Well, let's just really quick. These reviews, you guys already know it's getting panned. It is getting panned to death. Actually, it is a 3.8 on.
I no joke. I think that's too high.
Rotten Tomatoes, critics 12%.
That went down. It was
13%. With the audience score,
57 from the audience.
What are you guys gonna rate this bad boy?
Well, first, before I go, I want to say I think that it's going to go down to 6% because a lot of people haven't actually seen it. So when it comes out on YouTube for you to rent, or is it actually? I think it's going to be in the free movie category on YouTube.
But 6%. You're thinking the critics score. I think you think it's going to go from 57 down to 6.
6%. What did I just say? I said 6%.
I just want to make sure.
Yeah. Because
12% to 6% or 57 to 6%?
57 6.
Okay.
Which I think is a fair rating.
Yeah, nobody's gone to see the movie, so you got to realize the people who went to see the movie, a lot of them are going to say that they liked it because they really went to. That's what they went to see the movie for, right? They went for the ridiculousness
they're just mad
of it.
They spent the money, so they're saying they liked it.
I'm just saying. I think a lot of those people are saying that they liked it because they liked it. Either I'd say half of that 57% liked it because it's The Room, and half of the 57% liked it because they genuinely liked it.
Mm. Yeah, okay. I feel like like I feel like the audience score is gonna stay probably around the 55%, just from people hate watching it and just like you're rating it as 100% just because it's like, I had so much fun, it's terrible.
Right. Unless you're probably right. Unless it goes to like The Room, like I said earlier, unless it really gets to that Room status, then it's gonna probably get to like a 70%, 60-70%, because if the audience rating will go straight up.
Yeah,
but the critics rating, like with fans, you know what I mean? Like people love Sydney Sweeney right now. And like people would just be like, Sydney Sweeney, I'm gonna give it a 10.
Right, exactly. Yeah, she got that kind of cold fall.
Yeah, like that.
I'm actually one of those people. Like, I saw the reality like a couple days before I saw this movie, and I was like, "Oh fuck, she's a really good actress." And I saw this is like,
no, she's not.
She's still good. Like, I feel bad for her.
Look, I just want to point out one other thing before we get out of here because I just was like very disappointed in continuity. Fucking. This is like the smallest thing, but I was gonna say it earlier, but I couldn't get it in. Adam Scott rescues, what's her name? Catherine? Cassie. Stupid. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna say that was just frustration. That was like when I fouled somebody in the middle of the game. Like, I wasn't trying to do all that, but
frustration foul.
Yeah. Adam Scott saves her from from when she falls into the what do you call it? I guess it's a river.
Water
that goes into the ocean. It's the Hudson River. But like, she falls in, and Adam Scott rescues her. One, he rescues her. He's the only person who rescues her, right? And he's under the overpass. What the fuck did Ben do? Did he run? Did he run all the way back to the beginning of the bridge?
One of my notes.
And then go down the embankment and then jump into the water, swim down through a current. And then
underwater for 3 minutes.
Yeah, and then swim down for at least 5 minutes.
He's Aquaman
to get to the bottom.
No.
Yeah, Uncle Ben the Submariner.
He could not have swam down for more than 1.5 minutes.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Underwater for 3 minutes.
He did run. it's extremely fast and get her out of the water. In less than in least 3 minutes.
This is a backdoor pilot to the Disney Plus series where Ben Parker is
Flash.
is Namor.
But also, hold on. So then as they're doing her vitals and stuff. First of all, they underneath the overpass. I mean, anyway. So then they doing her vitals, and both of them are completely dry. I mean, goddamn,
his hair,
dry. His hair like no. I was looking very close. It looked like mousse was in his hair. It didn't look like he had just gotten out of the fucking river, like saving someone's life.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
He jumped. He ran. He took less than 4 minutes to pick her up, to run down, jump her, get her out of the water. But they walked so slow back that they was both dry by the time they got.
Well, do you know why?
That's when they first got out. Yeah. See, look. So look at that, and y'all know what his hair looks like later.
Yeah. It's like very perfectly like caught. Like it does look like he has mousse in his hair.
But it's even drier. It's even drier after this, like seconds after this.
Like he's talking about like later when he's taking her oxygen levels,
and his hair is combed and shit.
They're both bone dry.
Bill. When responsibility, when you get great responsibility, so too do you get great power, man.
I cannot stand that.
When you get great responsibility, you have to keep your power bill. You have to pay your power bill.
When responsibility comes, you get great power.
That is insanity.
Absolute power.
My God.
Oh my God. And let me tell you something, y'all. For everybody who's still watching, appreciate y'all. My God damn, man, y'all doing a real good job keeping us going. Y'all ain't commenting, no, but that's okay. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Y'all can comment.
You're enjoying the show, having fun. I don't think people have watched this movie.
Good.
But I do. The gist is, don't watch this movie unless you love The Room. Like, unless you watch The Room like 3-4 times a year. Yeah. No, I'm just saying, unless you watch it 3-4 times a year and that's your bag. Like, this is this is the most expensive student film of all time.
Well, yeah, like if you have a dream of making films, know that you can do it. You can do it because of this. Like you can write a script. You can take an Adderall and write a script tonight, and they will give you $100 million.
Yeah, like that's one of the most baffling things about this movie is that making a movie in the big studio spectrum is so hard. The fact that this was actually made is just incredibly insane.
Yeah, they ain't even got the pandemic to blame.
Yeah, it's like
they don't have nothing. That's what I'm saying. Listen. I understand where you coming from all your points. You know what I'm saying? For y'all who are not day ones, we used to argue a lot more on this show than we do now. And
not really.
No, when it was just us.
It
was more disagreeing than it is now. But the thing is, Alex is very giving. You know what I'm saying? Like he trying to give them a benefit of the doubt. You know what I'm saying? Like when it comes to the actors themselves.
Making movies is hard.
Making movies is extremely hard.
But turns out not that hard.
See, that kind of leads into what I'm saying. Like, this is the thing, though. But I said this earlier. I'm gonna say it a lot more calm this time, so I can elaborate.
Okay,
there's a level of professionalism that you have to go into every project with. These Dakota Johnson specifically. Hold on, no, I'm serious. Dakota Johnson specifically. Just knowing what I know from what because we can't even get into Ezekiel because they hush about what happened with his, like, what did the niggas sound like this the whole time? No, I actually heard his voice in the interview. I was going to play that, but I can't play it because we've already gotten taken down for 2 seconds.
Yeah, but it's like,
but
let's
his
not
voice,
the
people
anymore.
in the comments, somebody said, "Oh, his voice didn't sound that bad." I was like, "No, nigga, it sounded terrible. His voice actually is terrible. He must do a lot of his stuff in whatever his native languages, whatever his like first languages."
Yeah.
Which so you never hear that. You know what I'm saying? So like, but the dude just he has a terrible voice for acting. He would have been a great silent actor, like really good silent actor. He got like he's not a bad looking dude. Like he got presence. He has presence, but everything in this movie would have been better served if all the people who had a lot of lines, like the big main characters, if they just said less, because there was no reason for you to go as unprepared into this film as she did. She went into this film not knowing anything about the movies. I've seen an interview where somebody asked her what was the last Spider-Man movie title.
Dude, oh, that one was bad.
And she couldn't even name that one. So then they like give her like, okay, well, just name one. And she couldn't name any. And that just goes to how serious you were taking the role. Because even if I I'd be sitting here with my voiceover coach. I'm sitting here with my voiceover coach. If I get a fucking a copy that reads about some kind of medicine or something that I don't know nothing about, or for a disease or that I don't know nothing about, I Google it. Like that's a thing that you learn.
Yeah.
Right.
So that shows you how disrespectful she's being to the craft.
Like have an inspiration or like, oh, I want to channel like, this from like one of the better movies that has come out about Spider-Man or that is kind of crazy that she can't like even name one character or anything like that.
Yeah, it just shows you didn't care. And so to that point, that's what brings everybody else's performances down. What do you feel like she was giving the other people in her scenes?
Right.
I mean, like honestly, yeah, like I felt like she, like every time I saw her performance, I felt like she was in a completely different movie. Like I felt like she was in an indie post mumblecore like rom-com where she was supposed to make these.
If you got that many words for a movie, that is a bad movie. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But like, I just felt like she, like, especially like, again, there are two moments that made me genuinely laugh that I thought was on purpose. There was the baby shower scene where she's like talking about, it's like,
we said that.
Yeah, like I was like, yeah, I thought that scene was like genuinely funny. I thought she was like genuinely funny in that scene.
What scene was
what
it?
Was the what we said where she killed? She said her mom died and she pointed at her mom died. And
that's supposed to be that played as a joke.
I feel like it's.
I felt like it was played as a joke. I felt like it was played as a joke. It was a bad joke, and
it describing it to me. That sounds like
But her delivery was kind of bad. But go ahead. What was the? Because I'm curious what the other one was. What was the other moment?
Yeah, like I thought it was like super funny in that moment. But the next moment that I generally laughed really hard at. So like. In the trains, there's a train sequence like we see it in the trailer where like the dude's like, New York's a different kind of crazy these days. Like where she starts to like see a bunch of things happen a bunch of times on the train while she's sitting there, and this guy that keeps sitting next to him says like, "Is this a train to Hudson or is this the train to somewhere?" And
damn,
yeah, and like this guy who keeps sitting next to him, next to her. Keeps recurring, and it's like kind of a throwaway thing just to make the audience realize that she's in this.
It's when she's realizing her powers,
right? This is a moment where she's realizing her powers, and then she like gets all all of our main characters, the spider ladies, onto a different train. They're walking down this other train, and they're walking down the train and trying to run away from Ezekiel, and we see that same guy from the first train who was asking if he's on the same train. Or if he's on the right train, and he looks up at Dakota Johnson. He's like, "Hey, am I on the right train?" And Dakota Johnson says, "I don't know, man."
That was the first. That was the only time she didn't deliver in that monotone bullshit voice. That was the only time she didn't deliver a line like that. And look, That's one of your favorite moments of the movie.
You think it might have been improv or something?
Yeah, exactly. Well, if it's not even, if it wasn't, if it
felt like that had been written,
even if I'm not improv necessarily, but like how she delivered it was improv. You know what I'm saying? She probably,
it's natural.
It's like probably 40 takes, right? 30 takes. You know what I'm saying? Seriously, like it's like they got to do. I think there's a union minimum that they have to hit. Because like you got crew members who are there that have to get a check. Like if you got phenomenal actors, some people can hit their lines in one time and really we're done. But when you're working on big shows and movies, they have a minimum of takes that they have to take. Now I don't know what the minimum is. Don't get to asking me what the actual number is. I think in television or animated TV it's like 30 takes. But anyway.
It's probably a SAG thing, but
it is. It's a union thing. But my point is, that one felt more natural because they probably just got say it like this or say it like this because they know, like you said, it was a written funny moment, intentional funny moment. So we're trying to nail this.
Yeah, and like that's one of those few moments where again, Dakota Johnson should not have been in this movie. I feel like the reason I like her so much in that Social Network scene is because she's really great at that oddball comedy where she's able to do that like weird quirky shit. And this is just not this. She's not supposed to be a superhero movie protagonist. Like she's terribly miscast for this movie.
I could have said the same thing about Brie Larson.
Well, that's
I'm talking about before she was in. I'm saying before she was in Captain Marvel. I could have said the same thing about Brie Larson. But Brie Larson, guess what she did? She read up on the material. She had never known about the character. She read up on the material, and guess what she did? She gave a great performance.
That's what makes a miscast because
it's not a miscast. She didn't prepare for the role. She could have been great in the movie if you think. I'm saying if she's everything. I'm saying if she's everything that you're saying she is. She should have been great in this role because if she'd have just prepared for it, then she could have actually been good.
That's what I'm talking about is miscast.
No,
bad casting. This person is good for the role.
You can cast Denzel. You can cast Denzel Washington if he don't care about the movie and don't actually read his script and don't actually read up on his character. I feel like both of you guys are right. Both of you guys are right here. Yeah. But let's break it down. Like, what are you guys gonna rate? Actually, rate this movie?
On Letterboxd, I gave it a 0.5 star.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's nothing lower than
literally just one star.
Yeah, no, I would never give it 1 star, but you can go ahead and give it 1 star. I would give this a 0.00.
That is crazy. Okay. Yeah,
this is the worst movie. It's an actual movie. Like The Room, I don't look at it like a movie. You know what I'm saying? Like The Room is known as the worst movie of all time.
Yeah,
right.
And I
don't look at it like a real movie. They spent $100 million on this movie, which is probably not including marketing, which makes it a $200 million movie. Nigga, fuck out of here.
That's insane. And all of the marketing is misleading as fuck.
Exactly.
Like it's trying to trick it. And we'll probably I'll actually get around to watching it when it comes out on digital. And hopefully we can revisit this again, especially, a lot of people aren't seeing this movie and they'll probably check it out when it gets on your, Netflixes or something, right?
Yeah.
So we can
exactly. Netflix is exactly where it'll be. I think Sony has their shit with Netflix.
I think The Dark Knight is, the comic book movie, the cape shit movie that like raised the bar, and now we have now we have a bottom, right? So like it's a very interesting dynamic that we.
I don't want to hear nobody talking about the Flash no more. I don't want to hear nobody talk bad about Captain. I don't want to hear nothing about the Miss Marvels.
Anybody say anything bad about the MCU when this shit exists?
Kiss my ass.
Get ass. Like I really don't want to hear no more.
Right. No, you can't survive the smell. You can't survive describe the smell from this rotting corpse.
Yo,
That's why I started. That's why I started this with an apology. I started this with an apology.
Deadpool,
Right,
Deadpool,
yeah, you did.
Deadpool
I
and
understand
Wolverine.
now what you're talking about.
Deadpool and Wolverine is gonna make $2 billion just off the
Right.
reaction of this movie. Like
Yeah.
everybody's gonna be like, "Oh shit!" Like
Yeah.
I want to watch something good.
Oh my god!
And maybe it's we didn't use the conspiracy. Let me do this right now. I'm going to use a conspiracy to say this. So what if
Mute yourself.
You muted yourself.
It's muted.
I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Oh, sorry.
Now you're back. Now you're
the
back.
same thing that happens every time you guys play this.
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't know
yeah,
why
yeah,
this
yeah,
book
yeah.
does this.
What if
This movie is actually a ploy from studios to get us used to just consuming their slop? You know what I mean? They don't want to make a good movie because then they have to keep on making good movies.
Yeah,
Or they could just keep on making bullshit like this.
that
Maybe
could
the
be
truth is out there.
that's an interesting concept. Like, is if you set the standard, like if you do a good job at work, they always expect you to do that
Good job.
level
Right,
of
yeah.
you expect you to do a good job. It's like, oh shit, well we'll just,
Yeah, no doubt. When I'm at work, if I have like 60 emails, if I gotta get to 60, when I get to 60, I'm like, yo, son,
It's over.
I'm gonna hit 70, and then I'm like,
Right.
when I get to 60, I start doing them like 10 minutes at a time.
yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And then by the time I get to 70, I'm like about to clock out. Okay, yeah. And so I still overachieve. I'm an overachiever.
Right. Yeah.
But at the same time, like y'all have got me fucked up here.
Yeah. So that's the Sony plan. Because again, it's super surprising that we can get across the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's just about them trying to keep
This. Like it's
getting the money. Right. Yeah, it's just them about trying to keep getting the money, just keep the property, because they're also pushing Kevin Feige, putting pressure on him to move up the Spider-Man release date and have them interact with one of their characters instead of doing what Marvel wants to do, Kevin Feige wants to do, which is go back to a street level and introduce the characters, that they do have, rights to, like Daredevil, and possibly bringing in Luke Cage and Jessica Jones, and bringing all those properties back in that they spent a lot of money to get back from Netflix.
Right.
So don't think that's not coming. That's definitely coming. But it's the problem is this agreement that they have with Sony. I mean, and Sony could be Sony makes 60% of the money that comes in. Like the deal that they have with Sony is like if you were a basketball player, it'd be a terrible deal. You know what I'm saying? Like it'd be a terrible deal, but because we're talking about billions of dollars, it's a good deal. You know what I'm saying? For Marvel, because they can capitalize off the merch, the toys, like all that stuff that they can still access, and not to mention the comic books.
Yeah. Oh my god! Can you imagine the disappointment of getting a Madam Web toy?
Oh my god! You don't even really know what it is because it doesn't match. There's nothing from the movie that actually shows any of.
You can move her arms.
What if the toy was amazing? What if the toy was like amazing?
She goes blind. She has like blind action. Especially she goes blind.
She is a CNI. She comes with a CNI dog.
But yeah, you guys have any final comments on Madam Web?
I actually can't wait to watch this movie. I can't wait to watch it. Actually, I love train wrecks. I love train.
Hey, when you watch it, you can come on the Bantha Bunch,
right?
Tuesdays, every Tuesday at 8, and we can talk about that you're watching, you're viewing of.
He's going to go to digital very quickly too. So.
Oh yeah, maybe. Sure. It's going. I told Sarah it's going to be on YouTube for free, because she was like asking me about the movie, and I was like, oh no, don't worry about it. You'll be able to watch it soon. It'll be on YouTube free movies with the ads.
Yeah,
It'll be on there. It'll be on there next week. Next week. But she got YouTube Premium, so she ain't gonna have to watch it with the commercials. So
you know what's also crazy? What I was thinking about, because I was like, oh, I wonder what aspect they're going with this, because they like specifically wanted it to be released. Like it had a Wednesday, like Valentine's Day release, or whatever. So I'm like, why do that?
They would have ruined some relationships with this motherfucker coming out of it. Goddamn. Look, because let me tell you something. We breaking up. You take me to this movie on Valentine's Day.
No, it's one of the other aspects that makes it feel like such an AI movie, because like Deadpool. Deadpool also like came out during Valentine's Day, and I feel like that just like got caught up in the algorithm. Is like, oh, Valentine's Day is a good time to put out movies. And also Black Panther came out during February just because of Black History Month. But I don't think they took that into a consideration. But I think it's just like one of those like algorithm things. Like AI says that this will be a good movie.
Let me just tell y'all who are still watching. I really appreciate everybody who's still watching. Goddamn, y'all fucking with us. But also, I never want this motherfucking show to be this long. Let me tell you one more fucking thing. I have another motherfucking situation. I have another theory.
One more thing.
We can hear you. Can't hear you yet.
You can hear me now?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. So see, because you gotta let it wait. My theory is this script wasn't written by an actual person. This script was written by AI and then edited down by a real person. Alex, because you said it's a narrative writing script. How do you feel, nigga?
Oh my god, I'm glad
because I never talked to you about this. We actually didn't talk about this movie after we saw it together. We didn't talk about it.
We drove in silence. I wouldn't even way back to the movie thing.
I wouldn't even look at this nigga's eyes. I wouldn't even look at his eyes.
We were like, "Hey, you heard about Cam Newton?" Like we were just like not even thinking about. We was not.
Yeah, it's like you see Cam Newton got jumped.
Oh god.
Right. But yeah, like I like again, this is the uncanny valley of narrative writing. And I feel like these two guys who wrote this movie and also wrote the Morbius movie and also wrote a bunch of other terrible movies have been copy pasting their movies for a really long time.
They wrote the Morbius movie too?
They wrote the Morbius movie too.
Yeah.
Guys.
I'm trying to think. I need to see these actual. I need to see an interview of these men that you say have written this movie, because I don't think that they exist. Because this actually no. Listen, y'all laughing, but this actually happened. There was you can pull it up. Sports Illustrated had just got found out that they had like 30 fucking fake AI writers that they had to fucking pull all of their material off of their website. That's because true. And the faces and the names that they had on the website for the writers' names, guess what? They were fucking AI photos and or stock photos that you can go buy yourself on the internet.
That's true.
They created fake people. And so I need to see a face.
Just because
his face my face.
Right.
Only because the entertain or like the movie industry is a little bit more visible than like the sports journalism industry. I feel like they would have been discovered, like they would have been like outed.
I'm just saying, I need to see
like
the face. I need to see them do an interview. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
I feel you. Like, but I just feel like this would. I feel like this would have been one of those situations where like if these were two fake people, they would have already been exposed. But I am on the same boat where I feel like these are plagiarizers to the 10th degree, where I feel like they're just like AI and shit, or like copy and paste and shit. Like they're doing.
My question is I've heard people say that this is worse than Morbius. I didn't see Morbius.
It sounds worse than Morbius.
Right. And so my point is, I think that they wrote Morbius without AI because there wasn't no AI like that at the time. I just think this was completely written by AI. There is no, literally, matter of fact,
Some of the lines in this movie.
I might actually tomorrow. I'm gonna try to actually. I'm gonna try to wind up Matt. I'm gonna ask. I'm going to ask AI
any questions or something.
I'm gonna ask ChatGPT to write me a movie.
Yeah,
write me a Madam Web movie.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna ask him to write me a Madam Web movie. And guess
it's gonna
what?
be so much better than the one we saw.
No, it's gonna be the same goddamn shit. Because let me tell you something, you gotta edit ChatGPT if you wanted to actually make sense. Because when you type, every time I've typed something in there, that shit don't be making no goddamn sense.
But therein lies the talent. If you're gonna use ChatGPT, you have to be at least like sort of like cognitive of like narrative plot.
Cody Foster and True Detective ask the right questions.
Ask the right questions.
Well, no, let me tell you something. Well, then they must have been using Chat LGBT because they wasn't using Chat GPT. Because if that's actually true, they was just using something that's like fake. They was using a bootleg version.
Wish, yeah.
Right, yeah, they using
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 writers
with and only one with a photo. Hold on now. Hold on. Alex, there's seven writers and only one of them has a photo, and I need to see if she's a real person. Hold on.
SJ Clarkson.
Back up.
SJ Clarkson, she's the director. She directed.
She's the director. I don't think she wrote nothing. She probably wrote she got a writer's credit because of what she changed on set.
Yeah, she has some input, therefore
that's what happened. Credit.
And that's also she's a
looked at the script and I was like, what the
she's a talented person.
No, I'm not saying she isn't. You know how talented she is? I'm gonna tell you how talented she is. The interviews, she was the one who was sitting next to dude in the interview. And I'm trying to tell you, she made the people who went and saw this movie went to see it because she directed the whole thing and marketing wise too. She made sure somebody was gonna go see this movie.
Jay Clarkson, I really want to just like sit down and have a conversation with this girl.
We could
some episodes of Succession and some episodes of Jessica
she's
Jones.
Great.
I really like.
Yeah, she's great. That's why, Alex. That's why I'm trying to give you 50% Dakota Johnson because everybody else in this movie. Alex, it's not my fault. She's the main character.
Fault.
She's 60%.
Why'd you do this to us, Bill?
She's 90%, 99% of the movie. So yeah, I'm giving her 50. That's actually generous. I'm giving her 50 because it's hard to make a movie. It's hard to make any movie, bad or good. It's hard to make.
Yeah.
So I'm giving her 50 because goddamn, she ain't do makeup. She didn't have nothing to do with them being dry when they got out the water. Like she ain't had nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, we could talk about this movie probably for a long. Like I haven't even seen this movie, but there's so much more that I want to ask.
Yeah, no, you gotta come. You gotta come.
Yeah, we're about to have 4 hours. Yeah. And Terry, tell the people where they can find you on the interwebs.
Yeah, no, hold on. Sorry, Film Age is right.
No,
I just want to say Film Age is right. I just want to say Film Age is right.
I
just want to say Film Age is right. It's everybody's fault. Let's cut the bullshit. That's what I'm trying.
Including the audience, even
yes, no, you're right. Because if people would stop, if people would stop watching this fucking bullshit, then I haven't never watched one Sony like movie like this. I haven't watched
Don't Let Friends Drunk podcast.
I have not gone to see a Sony Spider-Man related project since Spider-Man 3. So it's not me. Oof. You know what I'm saying?
You didn't see Venom?
Fuck no. Y'all can go fucking spend y'all's money. Y'all can make Whitey rich if you want to. I refuse to let Whitey feed me bullshit and just keep eating it.
Hey, wait. Because no matter what you do.
Well, no matter what you do, Alex. No matter what you do.
Whitey will take it.
He'll take it.
Whitey will take it.
He'll take it.
Whitey will take it, and he'll be on his way.
Yeah,
that's what I'm trying to tell you.
I would give Christian Bale money to come back as Batman for just one more.
My God. Hey, I'm gonna tell you how much it takes. $62 million. He got paid $52 million for the last one. You give him $72 million for inflation. Just give him $72 million. He'll do the fourth one. Because every single time he did one, he said, I'm never gonna do Batman again. I don't want to be Batman. They said, we'll give you $25 million. He said, all right, let's do the second one. Then he said, I'll never do this one. I'm never gonna do this one again. Then they said, we'll give you $52 million. He said, we'll take it.
I will personally send Scarlett Johansson $10 if she comes back as Black Widow. That's all I'm saying.
Fuck yeah. Man, the dirtiest dirty Hollywood story for a woman, white woman in Hollywood.
I will go into debt for $3,000 to get Emily Blunt as Scarlett Widow? Black Widow.
No, she should be
Black Johansson.
No, she should be Black Canary. She should be Black Canary.
Ooh, she be Black. She be a Black Canary.
She should be Black Canary. I mean, you be trying to miscast me.
Hey, okay. We might be getting.
Let's also Terry. We just interrupted his whole okay.
Terry, our Japan correspondent. Where can the people find you?
At Terry F Photos on my Instagram as always, or go to tpens.com. I got a new pen that's dropping on there for just in time for Christmas. You can never be too early for Christmas.
He skipped through like 6 holidays. He said just in time for Christmas.
Hey, you can never be too early.
Yeah, 9 had up the pins, man. You know what I'm saying? The pins, man, not the diapers.
Yeah,
but
the
pins. Well, look, I'm country, so it's the pins.
It's the pins. Yeah, but you can guys check out the link in the video description.
Yeah. Nine's link is in there, but Nine. Where can the people find you?
Well, that depends. Thanks for asking.
Might be in the bathroom.
Yeah, you can find me at 9 Nerd Yards. That is my main YouTube channel. And you can also find me on TikTok, Instagram, and all of the social media things. Absolutely. You just say it twice so you know it's right. And join us on Discord, and just hit me up. We'll be here every Monday.
Yeah. Alex, where can the people find you, sir?
Or
where can they find us? I guess Alex has no real social media, so I mean, where can the people find you, Alex?
You guys can find us on all the social media platforms. We thank you so much for listening to the Drunk Banthas podcast. We do this every Monday at 8 p.m. Pacific time. But don't forget to like and subscribe so you can get updates on new videos.
Hit the buttons.
Yeah, hit all the buttons. You can check us out on Twitter, IG, TikTok, Letterboxd, likewise, all the internet things at the Drunk Banthas.
Don't hit that thumbs down button, goddamn.
Until next time, stay safe, my little Peruvian spiders. And may the force be with you.
YouTube, you better quit blocking stuff. Dang it. I'm tired of that.